Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Friday night, and I'm your host, Untethered himself, Jake Johnson. And with me always is the amazing bandhammer, Amanda.
Howdy, Untethered Live family.
What's happening, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Come on in, take your shoes off. It's going to be a Friday kind of show today. You know how it is. Big John's here first in chat. You get the gold star for being first in chat, John. How are you, brother? Nice to see you. John says, hello, everyone. Amber Grounds is following up fast. Hello, Amber. With a smiley face and a good evening, friends. Nice to see you. Glad you could drop in. Amber says, John, do you know what time it starts? Right now. It's starting now. Check it out. It's like 8:30. Big John says, I'm sorry. I have a few things to get off my chest tonight. I want to send all my prayers for everyone Jewish person in the world. Prayers and hearts. We stand together, Christian and Jewish. Prayers. I'm guessing something bad's going on in England or something. We stand with all people, Jewish or otherwise. I do understand your feelings, so get it off your chest. I'll listen. Whatever you got to say. In about 10 minutes, says John. Okay, well.
He was telling Amber that's what time it starts.
Oh. Those two things aren't connected. Got it.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know you can always say what's on your mind here, buddy. You got my support. Amy Elizabeth is here. Hello, sweet lady. And she says, Lamentations, book 3, verse 28 through 30. He sitteth alone and keepeth silence, because he hath faith. He hath borne it upon him. Because he hath borne it upon him. What? His faith, his strength, his troubles, whatever. He putteth his mouth in the dust. If so be there may be hope. Yes. The next one is, he giveth his cheek to him that smiteth him. He is filled full of reproach. Or he is filled with reproach. Why is that? Well, just because you turn the other cheek does not mean you're supposed to just take it lightly. Christ said, turn the other cheek. When it is appropriate to turn the other cheek, you do so. You always try to talk yourself out of trouble. Don't ever go in trying to start trouble. But if there's trouble to be had and there's no other way, you let that reproach out to who it belongs to. That's a fact. Keep faith. Keep your mouth closed. Walk into a situation and try to walk through it without getting involved. But there's always that but. And that's kind of what he's talking about there. Not quite, but mostly he's saying, if you can turn the other cheek, do so. Amy says, hey, y'all. And Amanda says, Nugget, here's your gold star. I need coffee.
I just gave you coffee.
I need coffee in my belly.
Oh, I was going to say you done drank the whole cup.
Soon, yes. It's a nice hot cup of coffee, though. Thank you for the people that provide the coffee for the show. I do appreciate it very much. It is a regular cup of Joe, don't you know?
You're welcome.
Thank you. Don't you want to have a cup with me? If so, go to the kitchen and pour up a cup, and let's have a talk. If you don't have a cup, though, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It has this face on it. It is fantastic. But we also have good old stainless steel tumblers there with locking lids. It's got the Untethered Live Bible logo on the front. All of the platforms on the back. Looks good on a coffee table. It keeps your coffee hot for hours. It's a worthy investment. Or a monkey wrench. Or a thimble. Or a pair of pliers. I'm not sure about those other two, but You can definitely get a coffee cup there. Check it out. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box if you want to show a little love. But if you want to, you can do that by hitting that Cash App, $Jake Johnson Band, and I do appreciate that. It is very helpful in times of struggle. One last thing. If there's a place in the world that you could hang out outside of YouTube, where would it be? Facebook. Facebook.com/UntetheredLive chilling. The link is in the chat. Go check it out. It's a great place to hang out with each other, get to know one another, share pictures, videos, texts, and chats, and memes, and just have a good time for free. It's all over there, and it's yours. So go take advantage of it. I'll see you there. All right. What else we got going on here? Amy says, hi, Amber and John. And Amanda and Jake. Hi. Nice to see you. What it is here he says, hello, Nugget and Amber, and to all in the Untethered Live family. Well, that includes you. You're in the family, too. You're in the fam-damly.
Hi, Nugget, Amber, and Amy.
Yeah.
Hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see y'all. Happy Friday. I hope everyone had a good week. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
Froggy.
Ooh.
I've been working on a song I want to sing, but I'm too froggy to sing it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
And hi, what is it?
What it is. That's right. It sounds better that way, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, Mabel is here. Hey, Mabel. She says, ciao, everybody.
Hi, Mabel.
I got to come up with something Italian to combat that. Come up with something. I'll figure it out. Amy says, liked, shared, and invited some friends. Awesome. Thank you, Amy. How's your day going, by the way? How are you feeling today? I know you weren't feeling so good the last time I spoke to you. How you feeling right now? Do you feel like time's on your side? Mabel says, how are you, Amanda?
I am good. A little bit chilly, but I am good.
What it is says, I got to say hello to Jake so his peelings won't get peeled.
And you skipped one.
I did?
Yep.
Where?
826.
That's yours.
Go up one more.
I read that.
You read Nuggets?
I don't see Nuggets. Hold on, I'm on Top Chat.
That's why.
Oh, all right. I apologize if I missed your chat.
That's the only one you've missed so
Is
far.
that the only one? Okay. Let me go back up and see what I missed.
You didn't miss any more.
I'm way, way back. Hold on.
826.
Big John says, hi, everyone. Sorry, but I'm angry. Britain had a terrorist attack 2 days ago, and the Gaza protests are celebrating it in London, and the government won't stop this. Yeah, we're having that same thing here with the Charlie Kirk thing. People are celebrating the death, the senseless loss of life, and they're getting worse. They're being very, very disrespectful to the dead. You just got to know that those kind of people won't survive. They won't last very long. They can't. There's nothing there for them to last with. They're not even going to be able to breed themselves into the future. They're just going to die out. I know it sucks to be around it. I know it's aggravating and anger-inducing. But you just got to let that be what it is, because those people will not change. They are not interested in being good people. They're not interested in being part of a group. They want to do their own thing and be rebels, so let them. I say that if we take all of these lefties, all of these lunatics, these mind virus victims, and just leave them alone, stop propping them up, stop pampering them, stop putting up with them, stop giving them a place to speak, just let them to their own devices, and see about 3 days they'll be begging for some attention. And in about a week, they'll be begging for some food. And in about 3 weeks, they'll be begging for something. And in about 4 weeks, they will be not here anymore because they can't take care of themselves, and you know that. So I know you're angry about it, but don't let that ruin your life. You are a much, much, much better human being than that. And my peelings never get hurt, what it is. My emotions, on the other hand, I've got a soft heart, but my peelings are strong. Sue Wood says, hello, all you wonderful, beautiful people of Untethered Live. How are this evening? Fantastic. Can you tell I'm doing great? Because I am. It's been a great day. It's kind of hard to tell with text, but I'm getting the feeling. I'm getting the impression that you are wonderfully in a good mood. So that's fantastic. That'll make everybody else in a good mood just by being around you. And Mabel says, I am also good. I'm waiting for Vic and Hannah to come home. I hear you. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I hope they'll be here soon. Where are they off to, if you don't mind me asking? And Amber says, wow, my screen closed. Sorry, y'all. How did that happen? Did you get it back opened? I have questions. Amanda?
Oh, sorry. I was telling what is it by. Hi, Sue.
What is it leaving?
He's working.
Well, see you later, what it is. We miss you around here. Hey, you could hang out for a little while.
He is.
Hey, Amy says, I guess I can only share it a couple of times before it says, shadow banning the show. Who's shadow banning the show?
YouTube is shadow banning you.
Yeah, well, they've been doing that. So hopefully we can get past that. We have grown a little bit this month. We've got a few new subscribers, a member or two. That's good. But YouTube is always pressing their fingers on me because I speak the truth, and they really don't like that. So you just got to, the people that are here have got to understand that if you want somebody that speaks the truth, you got to kind of help them do that, because YouTube, the establishment, is not going to help me do that. They're, in fact, going to do everything they can to stop me from doing it. And if I say anything that's really true, they might just shut me down. It has been threatened before. Thank God it hasn't happened yet, but it could.
Yeah, but then to stop her from being able to share how many times she posted to somebody to come to the channel?
I can't even share it more than a couple of times. And it's my show.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But thank you for doing all that you can, Amy. I appreciate that. And I got a little reward for you later. It ain't much, but it's something from my heart. If I warm up enough and can do it. Mabel says, hello, Sue. And Amanda says,
Hi, Mabel.
It says, awesome, Mabel.
Oh, awesome, Mabel. Sorry.
Amy says, Amber, your Bible will be there Monday. Nice. Excellent. I hope you enjoy it, too. And remember where it came from. People got you back. Sue Wood says, hi, Amanda. And Amanda says,
This show, Amy?
this show. Amy says, hey, Susie. And Sue says, hi, Mabel. And Amy says, yep, this show, Amanda. Oh, April done renewed for 18 months. And she says, whoa, wow, time flies of it. And I've loved every minute of it. And I love you, Jake and Amanda, and the Untethered Live family. Big hugs. Amen. Hey, April, thank you. Thank you for renewing your subscription. Or continuing it, however you want to call it. That badge looks great by your name, by the way. Anybody want one, hit that join button down there. It's the only place on earth you can have one. But it don't come easy. You got to earn it. Sue says, hi, Amy. And Vicky's here. Hi, Vicky. Vicky says, hi, Amy. And thank you for the invite. And hi, Sue. And Amanda says,
sorry, wow, WTF.
Yep. That's, wait there, fool. That's what that stands for. Or water the frog.
That's funny you say that.
Water the frog?
Yeah, because
Ribbit.
I was watching a video
Ribbit.
today, and a
Ribbit.
guy was in a frog blow up, one of them frog
Ribbit.
blow up suits.
Yep.
And during the
Ribbit.
protest, and one of the ICE agents ran up and sprayed mace
But-
right in his air hole.
Really?
Yeah,
Why,
to to the frog
Why?
costume. So he was stuck in the frog costume and couldn't do nothing.
Why didn't he just fart in it? That'd be funnier.
No, it was funnier. He loaded that air intake up on that costume. It was hilarious.
Terrible.
Hilarious.
Ribbit. Amy says, hey, Vicky, heart. And Sue says, hi, Vicky. And Amanda,
My chat jumped.
hi, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
Get your stuff together now. Come on. Amy says, the show will be starting soon. It has already. I got a bubble in my ear. I hate it when that happens. Amber says, y'all please pray for me still. This medicine insurance is about to drive me bonkers. Father, we ask that you watch over our friends, Amber especially. We ask that you touch her life and her medicine and her insurance, and we ask that your will be done in all things. Father, we ask this, and we come to you as one in your Son, Jesus Christ's precious name. Amen. I hope that helps. Sue says, is Nugget here? I heard what happened at the synagogue in Manchester, and I'm Jewish. Yes, he's here. What it is says, I pray for healing, and I pray for world peace and the healing plan of earth every day. I hear you what it is. I do too. Unfortunately, there's not going to be any peace. It'd be nice if there was, but there will never be a time where we're not in some kind of skirmish or war or something like it. Until Christ returns, and that's what we need to hope for, that imminent day of his return. And we need that more than anything else. And Big John, what it is says, I went to I'm not good at guessing. Big John says, I don't want to spoil the show, so I'll be in the background lurking. Thumbs up. Well, you won't spoil the show. If there's something worth talking about, talk about it. That's why we're here, to talk each other. You don't just come to listen to me. I come to listen to you too. Tell me what's on your mind. If nothing else, get it off your chest. But it's not, every day can't be sunflowers and roses, but we all need to be in this together, whether it's good or bad. Of course, we want it to be good, but sometimes bad happens. But you need to know you got friends that can listen and count. You can count on them. That's why we're here, buddy. What it is I went to a Jewish Seder one time. It was pretty cool. The food was really good, and it was an experience. Right on. And Lady B says, hey, Nugget and everyone, I will be listening also. Hello, Lady B. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're here.
Hi, lady.
Y'all hit that like button, please. Amy says, prayers for Amber. And Sue says, hi, Lady B. Amy says, hi, Lady B. And what it is says, Jake, did you do the guitar intro on your live? The music, yes, that's my band playing, yeah. All the music you hear from this show is either my band or canned music for like a graphic or something. But yeah, that's my band. Thank you for noticing. Did you like it? I could probably play it for you again if you want to hear it. Amy says, oh no, I didn't hear about it. I haven't been watching the news today. I haven't either. I've been working all day. Apparently something pretty bad happened in England. I haven't even got the skinny on what it is, but it involves Jewish people. I know that much. And Amy says, prayers. Soph here. Says, I've got allergies, guys. Well, stop the presses. Jesus Christ. Let's not talk about that silly shit happening over there in England. Let's find out about your allergies. How are you feeling? Are you okay? Do you need some Metamucil?
Some Benadryl?
Some Pepto-Bismol? Can I please pray for you? I pray for you twice a week, Soph. You need another one? I have hay fever, which is when your allergies play up. Well, no, hay fever is a particular symptoms that you get from a certain type of rhinovirus. It comes from being in the spring, hence the word hay fever. You get it. Your allergies are spiked because of the pollens and the hay in the air. Hay, meaning that's where pollens come from, and dusts and danders and things like that. But yes, we'll pray for you, Soph. Father, we ask that you put your hands on Soph and guide her through her time of trouble. And we ask that you give her the strength to endure her allergies. In your son Jesus Christ's precious name we pray. Amen. I hope that helps. Patty's here. She says, hey, everybody, it's Patty. Bah. What it is, hits me with a $20 super chat, and he says, peace starts with us and spreads from there. I hear you. I hear you, buddy. God bless you, my friend. And thank you for that. I do appreciate it. That will help out a lot. Amy says, praying for Soph's allergies. Amanda says,
Hi, Soph. Hi, Patty.
Sue says, hi, Patty. Amy says, hello, Patty. And made fried chicken thighs for dinner. Awesome. I had a sandwich because my wife doesn't love me.
Lies.
And a half a bottle of Mountain Dew.
Oh, my word. Here we go. You know what? You are just digging that hole deeper. You want another shovel? Need a longer handle.
Lady B says, hey, John, Amy, Sue, Jake, Amanda, and everyone. Love y'all. Heart. We love you, too. How you doing, Lady B? Chicken thighs. Delicious.
You just had fried chicken 2 nights ago. I don't want to hear it.
Amy says, tap that notification bell and you'll be notified when the show goes live. Get her done. Amen. That's right beside the subscribe. You hit a little bell icon. Just click that and then click all, and you'll know every time I go live. Soph says, hey, Susie, I got allergies today, unfortunately. It's a good thing I don't smoke dope. I'd be tripping over this. Sue says, a synagogue in Manchester, England was attacked on Yom Kippur, a major Jewish holiday. People are dead. Yes. Yes, it is, and yes, they are.
Talking about you be going crazy on it. Just keep going. It happens.
I'm working on it.
I couldn't resist.
Susie says, hey, Soph. And Soph says, can you please pray for me, Susie? I have allergies. Because,
Right now.
Sue says, like the stream, folks. Please do hit that like button. Like. That's a good use of the word like. Amanda says, Soph.
How do you just get allergies?
And Sue says, yes, Soph, I will. Amber says, draw your line and hold it. Prayers and smiley faces and prayers and smiley faces and prayers. I agree with that 100%. In a time of trouble, in a time of strife, in a time of uncertainty, the one thing that you have that you can count on is you. And whatever you believe to be true and whatever you think is right is what matters. Nothing else does. And if you think it does, you will be out there in the fray dying as the world runs slowly over you. And it'll keep right on going and it won't even look back. The only way you can avoid that is to stand your ground. I mean that in every sense of the word, not just in a battle, but in common sense and in integrity in your homestead, whatever it is that you have, whatever it is that you aspire to be, whatever it is you're trying to do in this world, you have to stand on that principle. You have to believe in yourself. If you don't know enough to believe in yourself, then you need to find somebody that you trust to lean on who believes in themselves, and you can rest under that umbrella. But I would encourage you to know yourself well enough to know what you believe and to know what you think and to know what you're trying to achieve in the world. Because you make no mistake about it, you live here. You're going to live here until you die here. The only thing you've got to do between now and then is whatever it is you're going to do. And it can be nothing. I wouldn't want it to be, though. You absolutely can waste your entire life and do nothing. I would strongly urge you to do something instead of nothing, because that's all you got. And at the end of the day, when you lay your head down at night, that's all you have to think about. What are you going to do tomorrow? What did you do today? Does it matter? Did it achieve anything? Do you feel any better? Did you make the world a better place? Did you provide something for somebody? If not, what are you doing? Lady B says, Amber Grounds, America, prayers, America, prayers, America. And hey, Amber Grounds. And Soph says, it's called hay fever. Yes, and not the most important thing going on right now. Soph, relax. Amber says, Lady B, prayers, dancing, and smiley faces. And Amy says, absolutely, Amber. Amanda says,
Well, why you playing in the hay? Asking for a friend.
you can do some dirty things in the hay.
You get poked in some not so good places in the hay, too.
Really? I thought they were pretty good.
I mean, it depends on how you're getting poked, I guess.
Depends on how you look at it, right? One man's poke is another man's joke, right? Wait, something like that.
Sure.
Amber says, Amy, dancing smiley, heart prayers, heart prayers. April says, I'm driving from Port Charlotte to my hometown. Oh, yeah. Anyway, get to see everybody. Much love and hugs. I miss you guys and girls. Thank you. And how are you, April? Amy says, Amanda, what kind of face is that? It's not a smiley face. It's
a surprise, like,
is that a perplexed face?
Yeah, kind of.
Mabel says, I'm having a glass of wine tonight. Soon Vic will be home in about an hour, and I'll have a rum poured for him already, so he will be happy. I know he will be. And good on you for making him a rum, so that when he walks in the door, he's got one waiting on him. That's nice. That's a very appreciated skill that most people don't understand the value of. It is a valuable thing to have. Thank you, Mabel. And Amanda says, here's the Facebook page if anybody wants to check that link out. Amber says, happy Red Friday. Heart America prayers, heart America prayers. Amen. Amy says, are you calling the glass, Mabel? Are you chilling the glass, Mabel? Yeah, that's something I've always wondered about. How come nobody puts ice in wine? Is that a thing?
No, you're not supposed to put ice in wine.
Is it cold or room temperature?
Well, some of it's supposed to be served room temperature. Some of it's supposed to be served cold, but
Blah.
most of it's supposed to be served room temperature.
I know nothing about wine.
I don't like it. It's nasty.
Not all of it.
How'd you get your glasses dirty? I just cleaned them.
Who knows?
Gosh. You're like a bull in a china shop.
Mabel says, Amy, of course. But of course, I'm chilling the glass. Fab Daddy, happy Friday. What's up, Fab? Nice to see you, my friend. Mabel says, Vic always says, your chat's about to jump.
8:41.
I'll get there. Mabel says, where'd it go? Vic always says, my Bella. What does that mean? Is that like Ciao Bella?
I think it's supposed to be
for
Mabel.
somebody's mother?
Mabel.
Oh,
Maybella.
Maybella. I got it. That sounds good. Amy says, I took the night off. I've been resting, pushing fluids, and getting breathing treatments, and not smoking. I still have a fever. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get to feeling better. You can take a little Tylenol. Your kids might be cross-eyed, but you can take a little. Soph says, are you feeling any better, Amy? To that I reply, see the
Above statement.
above statement. Amanda says,
Hi, Fab.
Fab Daddy says, Amy, heal quicker. We need your humor. And hi, Amanda. Amy says, hey, Fab. And April says, much love, Amanda and Jake. Amy, much love, much love and hugs, Sue. And who else? Sit here, Mabel. Let's see John. And there is what is it, Fab Daddy. Much love. Stop talk texting. I have no idea
Yes,
what you're saying.
Right? She's driving. Just drive. We know you're driving.
Just do a thumbs up. That's much safer for everybody. Amanda says,
Hi, April.
batshit crazy. What's up, brother? That's a hot smiley face and a stoned smiley face with 2 sticks of dynamite, I think.
That is 2 exclamation points.
Okay. Fab Daddy says, OMG, I think I might be getting caught up in the YouTube drama. What's happening with you, Fab Daddy? What kind of drama's headed your way? There's drama all over the place tonight. And Soph has hay fever, for the love of God. I mean, sniffles and everything. It could be the end of her. We hope not. We hope she'll survive. But the prognosis is not looking good. Soph says, I'm sending prayers for you, Amy.
Hi, Bat.
And Amy says, when the soul is corrupted, the body will soon follow. This is true. Like an apple, a bad apple and a pot full of good apples will ruin the whole thing. Mabel says, ciao, April. And Amy says, hi, Bat. And April says, hi, Bat. Heart, heart. And Soph says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it. And April says, Soph, lovely, good to see you. Heart, heart, smiley face. And Fab Daddy says, I was watching another channel that I was part of, the conversation. I disliked hearing my own voice. It sounds like an idiot. I've been telling you that for years. I'm just kidding. Everybody has that sensation, Fab Daddy. It's okay.
Yeah. I'll leave it alone.
It's a normal thing to hear your own voice and dislike it, and I'll tell you why. Because normally when you hear your voice, it's inside of your head. It's coming out of this, and your ears are attached to this, and the sound is projected from this, and the vibration through your bones and skin goes to your ears from the inside, and you hear your voice from the inside out. When you hear your voice projected from the speaker, it's not connected to the inside out part. So you're only hearing a part of what you typically hear, which is why you think it sounds weird. Because you're not hearing all of it. You're only hearing what other people hear, not what you normally hear when you hear your voice. Make sense? Soph says, hi, April, how are you?
LOL, Fab.
And what it is says, I'm hauling asphalt tonight, but the check will look good next week. I hear you, buddy. It must be nice to be getting some overtime. Amy says, be safe, what it is. And hi.
Be safe. What is it? See you then.
Yeah, absolutely be safe. That hauling heavy stuff ain't good for you. Be careful, be safe, and keep your eyes on the road at night. But yeah, make that money. It's always good to have some extra money. Amber says, Amy, heart, smiley, prayers, prayers, prayers. What it is says, hello, Amy. Amber says, good evening, what it is. Fab Daddy says, I told the other channel 2 and 5 I was coming to my UntetheredLive family to chat. Love you all. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning me in another chat. I appreciate that. And Sue says, hi, April. And hey, Fab, says Soph.
We love you too, Fab.
Amber says, my other account locked up, sharing this podcast. I don't think that's why it locked up. It's not bad to share. I mean, they give you an option to do so. They're not going to lock you up because of that. There might be something else involved, but it wasn't because of me, I promise. What it is says, kick rocks, YouTube. I know, right? They like to make things difficult. Fab Daddy says, hey, Soph. Soph says, how are you feeling today, Susie? I think she answered that. What it is says, hit that like button, everybody. Yes. Oh, look, we got just as many likes as we got people in the room. That's awesome. Mabel says, Vic took her shopping for a guitar. Nice. He wants to get back into playing, and she wants to learn, so he said he would buy her own. Very nice. I hope they got a cool one. I didn't know Vic played. That's awesome. I play a little myself.
Yes, huh? We went through this. He used to make, or he had the equipment to make T-shirts at one point in time too. Remember?
I don't remember. It'll come to me though. Lady B says, Amy, thinking of you and hope you feel better after much rest and fluids. God bless you, sweetheart. Prayers. Amen. Amber says something about spamming for money. Oh, again, had nothing to do with me. Amy says, sounds dirty.
Congratulations, April.
Fab Daddy says, guitars, I like them. What's your favorite instrument? Mine would be a piano or guitar. Oh, I play everything. I don't know what if I have a favorite one. I guess guitar, because I've been doing it for, 40 years. But I play bass and drums and piano and just about anything that makes noise. Mandolin, banjo, fiddle, whatever.
Do you still have the email or the notification about it, Amber?
Amber says, yay, April. My screen just went green with your name. Dancing, smiley, dancing, dancing heart, dancing heart. And Fab Daddy says, over. Piano over guitar. Okay. Do you like piano better than guitar? That's interesting. It's usually the other way around. I like piano too. I can't say I'm real good at it, but I can get the job done. I can go play, accompany myself or whatever. And Sue says, I've already said I was feeling great, Soph. And April says, you should free Milestone in there too, Amanda.
I should have my free milestone in there too. I did mine the other night though.
What are we talking about?
The membership thing.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They give you a little.
Yeah, because we done ours on the same day.
I got a little. Where's my thing at?
It's right there next to you.
No, it's not.
Where'd you put it then?
I think it's on the wall over there by the guitars.
Oh, hold on a minute.
I got a little something that YouTube sent me too. I'll show it to you in just a minute. I don't have a YouTube plaque yet. I need more members for that, but I did get a little acknowledgement anyway. And also, I'm in the 20%, the top 20% of YouTube uploaders. That's not nothing. That's a number. I'm on the statistics of uploaders. Because I'm consistent 5 nights a week for, 12 years now? Something like that. So I'm in the top 20% of uploaders. So that's giving me some credit. And I got this nice little box from YouTube. And in it, check this out. So that when I go making my shows, there you go. You know what that is? I'm sure you do. It is a take clapboard. Comes with its own little pen and everything. Isn't that nice? Just a little gift. I got a bag too, but it was garbage. So, I gave it to a friend of mine. It was like one of those bags you can buy at the dollar store. It had YouTube printed on it. So I gave it to my buddy who's in a wheelchair. He could use it better than I could. But anyway, I like that. Soph says, I'm so glad that you are doing really good, Susie. I wish I could do the same thing, but I've got allergies right now. You make it very hard not to pick on you, Soph. I'm trying. Fab Daddy says, I'm a big fan of the xylophone. I play a little xylophone, play a little saxophone, a little harmonica, a kazoo. I have an electric kazoo. Like with wah pedals and everything. You ever heard a kazoo through a tube screamer and a wah pedal? April says, we started the same day, me and Amanda. You sure did. And Sue says, you already said that, Soph. I hope you feel better. And please don't repeat yourself. Fab Daddy says, amen. And Soph says, it's just hay fever. That's pretty severe, isn't it? It's like,
oh my God, my finger.
That's like, hey, there's your finger. It's like pandemic territory. April says, I love those, Fab Daddy. Xylophones.
Yes, I am, April. I already did mine the other day. LOL, April is just slow.
Amber says, amen and thank you. Prayers and hearts. April says, chat, you guys, I'm just going to be listening mostly, but I wanted to tell everyone hi and that I love them very much. I love y'all very much.
Good, because it's hard to try to read your talk text.
Amy says, Sue, is Yom Kippur the same every year, or does it vary the day, she means? My husband died on Yom Kippur 3 years ago. That's a good question. I don't know, considering they use a different calendar than we do. Soap says, I'm praying for you. And Fab Daddy says, April, it's always a pleasure to read your words. And the park shorts were cool. The park shorts?
She posted shorts where she took the kids to the park the other day.
Got it. Amy says, xylophone and chimes. I used to work at Jacob's Music School, and there's a degree in chimes. Right? It's a very important job. Ding. You gotta be right. You need a master's degree to get that ding in just the right place. Ferd Turkis, and there he is. Ferd says, hey, Jake and crew. I hope y'all had a great week. I hope you did too, Ferd. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. We're talking about musical instruments, in particular the chime. Bing. Mabel says, war is terrible. I have not experienced it, but I see what it has done to my husband, and I see how it has torn Hannah's family apart, and she is just one of many children that will grow up without fathers. Unfortunately, that is the price of war, which is why it is so important to avoid war unless it is absolutely necessary. And the fact that we're so frivolous with it as a country makes me wonder what people's priorities are, because I would think that it would be protecting our nation and keeping us safe. And then we let some Yahoo get in office and we're over there trying to start war with Russia. Why are we doing that? It's not necessary. In my opinion, we should shut it down. Post our military at the borders and at the coasts and shut it down. Focus on us for a little while. Stop trying to be the police of the whole world. But unfortunately, that's not the way that governments are ran, and what I say don't really matter. So I do what I can where I can.
Hi, Ferd.
Bill Bennett's here. He says, hello, Untethered family. Happy Friday. Hey, Bill, happy Friday to you, too. Amy says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it. Fab Daddy says, that's chimtastic.
Hi, Bill.
Amy says, hi, Ferd. What's the word? Welcome back. Well, Ferd is the word. Haven't you heard? Amber says, Bill, good evening. Big John says, my son lives 20 miles away from where it happened, and he rang me up saying he's scared to go to school. Tell him not to go. Tell him to stay home. Safer there. And God bless you and your son, John. It's terrible. April says, thanks, Bird. Love, heart. You as well. And prayers for everyone. Hearts and prayers. Amy says, darn typo. I retracted it. Sorry about that. Understood. April says, LOL, Jake. Smiley face. Amber says, oh my gosh, John. Prayers and smiley. Prayers and smiley. Prayers and smiley. Soph says, yeah, I like dust and pollen. That's why you have hay fever. And thank you for that $20 super chat. That is right on time there, what it is. I appreciate it. Mass violence, says Fab Daddy. Unfortunately, seems to be that way. Debbie, hello, darling. Debbie says, geez, I cannot believe it took me almost an hour to figure out I could not chat because I was not logged in. Well, you got it now, so I'm glad you're here. How are you, sweet lady?
Must have been a blonde moment.
Amy says, what it is, absolutely, thank you. Kingdom Kid, my friend, welcome back. Kingdom says, God bless everyone at the hospital. Dad's kicked like a chicken. Stay blessed. Dad's kicked like a chicken?
I don't understand.
What are you saying, kid? Your dad's in the hospital? I don't understand what you're saying there. Could you clarify that for me, kid? God bless you anyway. Amber says, what it is, you just made my screen go orange.
Thanks, what is it?
Lady B says, what it is, dead smiley, horny smiley, stone smiley.
Hi, kid.
Amy says, prayers for your dad, Daniel. I think that's what he's saying. I'm not really sure. If it is what he's saying, prayers for your dad, obviously. April says, Benadryl, Soph. Benadryl. That'll do it. Debbie says, okay. That was an exaggeration. It was almost 30. Not much better. That's all right. What it is says, yes, I like the intro music. All right. Let me see if I can find it and play it for you. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to mess around. This is just for you. That's a little excerpt from a piece from a song that is on my album. If you want that, I'll give it to you. I hope you enjoyed that. What it is, that was just for you, my friend. Everybody's freaking out. They thought we're done. No, we're not done. Just playing a little song. I don't have just that audio. I have it attached to that intro card, that just starting card. So I had to show you that. But that's all right. All right. I'm trying to find that album so I can put it in the chat. Anybody would like to hear all of my music? Not all of it, but a portion of it. You can download my album for free. It's yours. I'll give it to you. Only thing I ask, if you download it, I ask you that you share it with someone else. Don't just listen to it for yourself. Share it with someone else. Here's the link. This will take you to my Google Drive account. And you can download it or listen to it right there, either way. I'll pin it. All right. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Just click that link and follow the instructions. It'll take you right to the website. There's, I think, 10 or 12 songs and 2 pictures. That's the album cover. That's it. It's yours. Fab Daddy says, all violence. The Army made me say these words. What makes the grass grow green? Blood, Drill Sergeant. Blood. I don't know, but I've been told. I don't know if it's true or not. But apparently, you know the end of those sentences? April says, ha ha ha, Amanda. Amy says, hi, Debbie. And thank you, Debbie. Thank you for being here. I love you. April says, hi, Debbie, lovely. Heart, heart. And Fab Daddy says, oh, yeah, like button. Amber says, I got new allergies moving from East Coast to the West Coast. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're not used to a place, you'll definitely get the allergies from that place. That happens to me every time I travel. I get sick. First 3 days anywhere I go, I'm sick.
Yeah, it kind of did that to me when I come from Florida to here.
Yeah, because you're not used to this climate and this altitude.
And all the farmland surrounding me.
Amanda says, hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Fab Daddy says, I'm stoned. We know.
Fab Daddy stays stoned.
Amber says, Fab, heart, 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 heart.
LOL, Debbie. It helps to be logged in.
Amy says, have you ever watched Jake? Have you ever watched Jake on weed? Hope not. You would see this. That's pretty much it. April says, smiley, smiley, thumbs up, Fab Daddy. Yeah, it's Rich. What's up, Rich? Nice to see you, my friend. Fab Daddy says, weed and Jake don't mix like oil and water. It's bad, I promise. I freak out. My body does not relax, ever. It doesn't like it. It don't want no part of it. If I try to make it, it's going to rebel. And I get panic attacks and all kinds of stuff. It's not fun at all.
I gave him a piece of gummy and he was stuck like a statue.
A little piece. Amanda says, hi, Rich.
Hi, Rich.
Amy says, hi, Rich. And April says, Rich, what's up? Bleh. Heart. Smiley. Amber says, good evening, Rich. Prayers and smileys. Amy says, like finding a needle in a haystack. Smiley, smiley. Like being the needle in a haystack. Fab Daddy says, but Jake and weed might get along little footy someday. Probably not. I'm an upper, not a downer. Fab Daddy says, little doggy. Might get along little doggy someday. Gotcha. Maybe. I mean, I'd tote it for you. I'd roll it for you. I just can't smoke it. I got nothing against it. Biochemically, I like being a pothead. I like the idea of it. I like the way the idea sits on a person. I just can't do it. It just doesn't work for me. So I abstain. Lady B says, hey, Rich. And April says, what it is. Thanks, love. Heart. And Amy says, ha, 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 Fab. Or a little doggy giving a footy rub. Yeah, baby. You know what I like. Yes, I'm Billy Goat Gruff, the troll hanging under the bridge over troubled waters. I haven't forgotten. Fab Daddy says, I hated mustard as a kid, but I like it now. People change. No, they don't. You grow up and you realize that color doesn't mean taste and texture doesn't mean taste. And sometimes your taste buds grow into things, but you don't change. You are the same person you were when you were born, as am I.
They say your taste buds change about every 7 years.
Everything in you changes about every 7 years. You are a completely new human being. There's not one original part of you left after a 7-year period. All of your cells slough off and are replaced down to the molecular level. It is the, what's the Greek guy? The Greek guy's boat. I can't think of, is it Odysseus? I can't remember. That guy's boat. It's an old thought experiment. This is a famous old ship, but it's been worked on over the years so many times that there's not one original piece of the ship left. After so many years and so many replacement parts, is it still the same ship or is it a completely different ship? Is it fair to call it? I'm just going to say Odysseus' ship because I can't remember whose name it is. If anybody knows, tell me because that ain't it. But is it easier to call that Odysseus' ship or is it a different ship? Because the floor is different and the sides are different and all the planks are different and all the nails are different and the masts are different. The crew members are different. Everything in it's different. Is it the same ship or is it not? Is it only that same ship in spirit? Because it certainly isn't physically the same ship, but it carries the same name. It's a placeholder for the idea of the ship. What are we talking about? See, this is why I don't smoke pot.
We're talking about things changing every 7 years.
Oh, yeah. Lady B says, April, how are you doing tonight? And Amber says, hog leg. Heart, 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 heart. That's what she said.
Elephant trunk.
April says, I'm hanging in there. Smiley face, thumbs up, and prayers. What it is says, finer than frog's hair, split 3 ways. That's pretty fine. That is pretty fine. Lady B says, good. Soph says, praying for your dad, Daniel. Again, I'm not sure that's what he was saying. It was a little bit conspicuous. My chat jumped. Where am I at?
902.
10?
Yeah.
Amber says, what it is? Smiley, 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 smiley. Lady B says, what it is? Smiley. Fab Daddy says, I should give you a tour of Napa Valley. I've been to Napa Valley. PTA. Isn't that the name of that song?
Harper Valley.
No.
PTA.
Harper Valley is you put that on your salad.
That's Hidden Valley.
No. That's where you buy auto parts.
That's Napa.
Amy says, what kind of mustard, Fab? Is it Grey Poupon? Pardon me. Would you have any Grey Poupon? What kind of mustard, Fab? There's several. Yellow, honey, horseradish, Dijon, Dijonnaise, black. April says, it tastes nasty. It'd be watered down. It would be the same. What are we talking about? I mean, it wouldn't be the same.
I guess you're talking about wine.
Oh, wine. If you put ice in wine?
Yes.
Yeah. What it is says smiley face and
Okay.
okay. Lady B says, be right back. I'm getting my pickle fix. Well, go easy on that pickle. You don't want to break it.
Maybe she does want to break it. Maybe that's the problem.
Mabel says, what it is. Amy says, LOL, Lady B. And Fab Daddy says, all the above. But in my mind, I was thinking yellow. Because yellow is the color of my energy. Is it? Is your chakra activated?
$903.
What it is says, drink the wine. You'll wake up with a sore ass. If I drink enough of it, maybe. Well, maybe you will. I am kind of aggressive. Amber says, LOL, pickle. April says, LOL, Mabel. Yeah.
LOL, lady. I'll get my pickle fix later.
Bad baby, bad baby. Yeah, it's Rich says, I buy pickles mostly for the juice. I hear you. That is not what they're talking about. But, you know, juice on. Lady B says, pickle. Yep, lemao, BRB. Amy says, emotional support pickle. And April says, sweet pickles, yummy.
Yes, Ritz. I love pickle juice.
I prefer dill pickles, April. And yes, she does like pickle juice. Or all down her chin.
You hush.
Sometimes in the eye. Well, wait a minute. What are we talking about? Big John says horseradish is not a mustard. It's a root and different plant. All right on. I think they do make a horseradish mustard, though.
Yes, they do put mustard and horseradish.
Amber says, are y'all my Facebook friends? I'd like y'all to be. Well, that's why we have a Facebook page. So go by there and hit it. That's Untethered Live Chillin' on Facebook. Go check it out. You friend us, we'll friend you back. And Lady B says, Rich, this summer I put fresh cucumbers in brine pickle juice. After several months, they are crunchy and free. Yeah. You got a crunchy pickle. Nice. Fab Daddy says, cheers. Tipping my coffee up. Me too. Mine's empty. Amanda says, 8-ball will so be all right in a couple of days. And 8-ball says, nah, mate. It's going to be a hard run for her. The great hay fever of 2025 swept the nation. Amy says, once you eat all the pickles from the jar, add cucumbers or other veggies and let it sit for about a week, and you get more pickled veggies. Right? That's how they make pickles. But I got an idea. You know how you go down to the grocery store and buy those jars of peppers? It's got peppers and juice. It's like pickles, but with peppers, and you put it on your peas and stuff. Get some of that juice, and then take you a carrot and chop it up and put it in there and let that soak up that juice. And then you'll have hot carrots to eat with your food. Surprisingly, that's delicious. I wouldn't have thought that I'd like it because I don't like carrots, but I buy sandwiches from a Mexican truck in town, and they give you hot carrots with the sandwich, and it's delicious. That's a great idea, and it's cheap. And Lady B says, Amber G, I don't have Facebook. I enjoy seeing you on here. Well, yeah, You got to be here. April says, LOL. And Lady B says, Nugget, I agree about horseradish. And Fab Daddy says, magic. And wonderful Jake Johnson. Is 8-ball full of crap? Well, it's not going to answer you because you didn't ask it right, but I'll tell you, yes, it's full of crap. I programmed it, so it's full of crap. Thank you. Fresh cup of coffee. Amber says, Lady B, hearts, dancing and hearts. And April says, thumbs up, smiley face. How's everybody doing, by the way? You guys doing all right? You having a good time? Are you enjoying the Friday afternoon? And Amy says, horseradish mustard, John. What it is says, hit that like button, blow Untethered Live up, and make YouTube give Untethered multiple plaques. I'm with you there, what it is. I hope so. I don't think I'm going to get it today, though, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. It means a lot. Lady B says, Amy, smiley, smiley, smiley. We are thinking alike tonight. Pickle Brian comments. And Amber says, everybody loves my voice. Me, not so much. I'm just saying. I know. And the reason that is because you don't hear your voice. You hear it from inside while you're talking. When you play it back, you're only hearing half of what you normally hear, so it doesn't sound right because it's not coming from inside of you. And also, what you hear inside is part of your internal monologue, so you're hearing that too mentally. But when you're hearing it back from a recording, your ears have to adjust to the audio frequencies of that voice, which is not the same as the audio frequencies from inside of you. So it sounds like an odd, different voice that's disconnected from you. And it gives you a sense of foreboding because it's your voice, but it's not connected to you. And the brain doesn't like it. So nobody likes the sound of their own voice. Fab Daddy says, everyone? Everyone. Amy says, I used to make canned pickles when I had a garden, and I made salsa also. Nice. Amber says, unfortunately, Fab, yes. And Patty says, Lady B, I do not have Facebook either, so I enjoy this chat as well. Thank you, ladies. Amy says, ask again, Fab, a yes or no question to the 8-ball, and that's exclamation point 8-ball. Fab Daddy says, Facebook is horrible these days. It is. The only reason I use it is to have another place where everybody can go get together for free, and that it does provide that, and it has a messenger so that everybody can contact each other. So I use it for that reason. But I don't use Facebook. I don't get on and like read it or anything. Most of that's trolls and Macedonia bot farms and stuff like that. So I don't pay any attention to that. I promise if you go to my Facebook page, the only thing there is us. We don't get involved with anything outside of it. We're sharing stuff about us. That's it. Not a bunch of random friends. It's all about this group. Big John says, Amy, mustard seeds you mix with the olive oil, and then it turns into mustard. And Amber says, LOL. Even if, because of this podcast, I'm still here. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Amy says, I never had any issues with sharing this podcast to my page. Yep, that's not what caused it. I don't know what caused your situation, but it wasn't sharing this show. I promise you that. Like I said, they provide a button just for that purpose. Share. And Fab Daddy says, I go to Facebook to see people I know post, but I get 80% fluff. There's a lot of garbage on Facebook for sure. Amber says, Amy, you and I both know. Smiley, 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 smiley. I don't know what that means. Amy says, Fab, but I thought men like to get fluffed. No, they like fluffers. It's a little different. We do like a fluffer.
Oh no, that's called something else. Okay, never mind. I was thinking something totally different.
You know the person that gets you ready for the shoot when you're a porn star? They fluff you. That's a fluffer.
I went totally to rim.
No.
I was like, wait. No, that's not called that.
Sue says, I recently got a British mustard pickle product called Piccadilly. It's pretty tasty on a sandwich in place of a regular mustard. Nice. Well, I don't know about Piccadilly, but I know what a Piccadilly is.
I'm further down in the chat. You have a threat in the chat.
I have a threat?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
It's Lady B. She says, I'm leaving at 9 p.m. unless Jake plays his guitar. I said he has a new guitar and a new song.
I don't know if I can sing, though.
Amy, are you listening?
Let me try this. I got to try this thing out.
And then he'll show you his new guitar after that.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yes. Barely.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. When times get rough, oh, friends can be found like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. I had to change that a little bit. I'm sorry. When you're down, I can't go any further. If I go any further, I will get copyright claimed. But I am going to record that song this week, possibly. And I'm going to put it out as a members only content. And I think you'll like it. But there you go. I played a little bit. And I really can't sing it right now either, because I'm kind of dealing with some throat stuff. But I will play. There you go. That song has 18 chords in it, by the way, in case you're wondering, guitar players. 18 chords. Most of it's passing chords, like that kind of thing. A lot of moving around. Sue says, I recently got British. I read that one. Fab Daddy says, fluff is a girl's fart. No, that's
a poot.
That's a poot. Amber says, even trying my best to be a good noodle, life is hard. Totally understandable. Fab Daddy says, no thank you, Amy. Amy says, Lady B says, proud of your 12 years, 5 days a week. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Me too. Non-stop. I've got over 1,000 videos. And matter of fact, I am 5 episodes away tonight of 1,000 videos of this particular podcast. 5 episodes. So in 5 more shows, we will be in the thousands on this show. I've got other things also on YouTube, so it's not just this show. But that's a lot of shows. I don't count politics with this show or Hyperbole. So, or any of the previous podcasts, which was Jake Johnson Band podcast. So, I don't know how many episodes, 25 or something of those. So it's filling up pretty nicely. But thank you, Lady B, and I appreciate you. April says, hooray, congratulations, Jake, on that's epic, love. Woohoo. Yes, top 20% of uploaders. I don't know what that means. I upload a lot of stuff regularly. I guess that's what that means. But I like I like being on the stat. Like when they look at their charts and they're reading through all of their statistics, my name is in there. I'm not forgotten. I'm part of the thing. Means something, I guess. Fab Daddy says, I'm not thinking dirty right now. That's you and you alone, buddy. Everybody else is.
Fab's a prevert. We're proverts.
Right. And April says, hooray, congratulations, Jake. I read that one. Or you wrote it twice.
Put it twice.
It's twice, yep. Fab Daddy says, I'm a good man with a pure heart until it's not. Yeah, I think that's all of us, buddy. April says, super, thumbs up, smiley face, heart, very nice. And Lady B says, Jake, rolling his eyes about the allergies. ℂ𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝. You can hear him rolling, can't you? Fab Daddy says, the animal beast in me comes to life, and it's not good, but it's really good. Wink, wink. It's not good, but it is good? What are you saying? Judy's here. Hey, Judy St. Vincent. She says, hey, everybody, sorry I'm late. I'm glad you're here, Judy. Nice to see you. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, oh, do, 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 do. Like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Oh, do, 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 do. Oh, man, I wish I could sing that song for you. I can feel it in my bones. Just can't hit the notes. Lady B says, still laughing, Jake. I can't breathe. I need a life alert. April says, LOL, Fab Daddy, OMG.
Hi, Judy.
Sue says, hi, Judy. Amber says, Judy, good evening. And April says, hi, Judy, lovely. And Lady B says, hey, Judy, sweetheart. Amy says, hey, Judy, welcome back. April says, LOL, text sucks.
Especially on an iPhone.
When you're reading it, it's even worse. I mean, it's plenty entertaining. We just don't know what you're talking about. Amy says, I'm still hungry. I'll be back. I need honey bunches of oats. Nice. That sounds good, actually. That's my favorite cereal, I think. Not with the almonds. It's so hard to find them without the almonds, but I don't like almonds. I like just the honey bunches of oats.
You like the ones without the clusters.
No, I like the clusters.
Well, the
I just don't
clusters have
want-
almonds.
No. The ones with almonds comes with slices of almond in it. The clusters is made of oats. Lady B says, Vlasic kosher dill baby holes. Yummy. Pickles. Nice. Smileys. Sue says, Yom Kippur is on the same day on the Jewish calendar, but not on the Gregorian calendar. I said as much. April says, well, my pleasure. That daddy, you're high. LOL. Spell pleasure right. Fab Daddy says, that's why I left the army, because my family comes before my country, and I wanted one. I hear you. Amber says, distraction at its best. I agree. Shut down. Shit. Let some of it settle itself out. Shut down. Yes. Prayers and America. I agree. Yeah, let them settle their stuff out. Let us settle our stuff out. And if we focused on settling our stuff out, we might actually settle some of it out instead of it just happening. And Judy says, hey, Amanda. And hey, Sue. And hey, Amber. And Lady B says, thoughts are with you, Fab. And we appreciate your service. I'm glad you're home with us and with family. Prayers. I agree. All kinds of things happening over here. Hang on.
You're impotent tonight.
Not that important.
Put you on a street corner.
Mabel says, Fab Daddy, I wish Vic would stay, but he is not ready. And I understand, but I do worry greatly, and he believes he is doing it for a purpose. Very, very few things can tamp down when a man feels patriotic or bound or impelled to do something. It's a hard thing to get out of him. I totally understand that feeling. But worry comes with the job, I think. But we love him and we love you, and with God's help, we'll all make it through. And Judy says, hey, April, hey, lady, hey, Amy, hey, Judy. Mabel says, hey, Judy. Hey, Judy. Hey, Judy. Sorry. Fab Daddy says, I got a sourdough starter. I wonder if it will be good. Been yeasting up for 2 weeks. A sourdough starter.
Sourdough loaf, maybe?
I fail to see how that would be strong enough to turn the flywheel. Or where are you going to hook the battery? Mechanic joke. You'll get it later.
I got it.
Lady B says, hey, darling Judy. Big John says, I'm going to wish you all a good night, prayers, and love to everyone. John, I'm sorry you're feeling rough tonight, buddy. We love you. If you need to reach out, please do. Here's my email address right here on the screen if you need to talk. Get with me. I love you. Get some rest. Things will get better. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Judy says, hey, John. And Sue says, I would like to know what causes people to cause such horrible things to happen. It's all over the world. Well, you already know the answer to that. We live in a fallen world. It is ran by the devil. If that statement is true, if Satan runs the world you live in, what would you expect to see happening? Everything that you see happening. Thus, it's true, which is why we need to lean to the Bible and learn what it says. And Judy says, hey, Jake. Hey, Judy. Nice to see you. Thank you for returning. And Sue says, good night, Nugget. Amber says, remove the American dollar out of the bulk of that, and it falls by itself. Just my thoughts. America, prayers, and heart. You might not be wrong there. Lady B says, sweet dreams, John. And Fab Daddy says, Vic is in a different place in Army from mine. I support Ukraine. I don't think that has anything to do with the sentiment being espoused, but congratulations. Amber says, love and prayers, John. Love and prayers. Amy says, what happened? Are we done already? Not even close. Just sharing a little music. And Judy says, he said he'd be right back. Fab Daddy says, Amber, watch Zeitgeist. Which one? The first one or the second one? Or the revised one? Or the one that they had to fix? Seen it. Patty says, Miss Sue, Satan has a short time left, so he is working overtime. Agreed, Patty. And Amanda says,
Night Nugget.
Fab Daddy says, piss break. Not yet. Amber says, my mindset is America has been taking care of unnecessary things since. Well, really from the beginning. Since about Woodrow Wilson. Fab Daddy says, coffee works. Yes, it does. Amber says, Fab. And Fab Daddy says, speaking for myself. Amy says, oh, thanks, Judy. I went to get cereal and then saw the music screen. Yeah, somebody had, what it is, had asked about the music that I play at the beginning, so I was just sharing it with him. I haven't got far enough to see if he liked it or not.
He said yes, he liked it.
And Judy says, you're welcome. Amy says, I have the album saved to my bookmarks. Excellent. You can go back to it and listen to it anytime you want to. Fab Daddy says, I'm writing this on my laptop because I felt a fart and I don't trust them at my age. Well, you shouldn't trust any farts at your age. Or share them with other people that aren't there to hear you fart. Lady B says, Sue, instead of asking why, we just have to give it to God and just live for him. My daddy always said worrying is like rocking in a rocking chair. Give you something to do, but it isn't getting you anywhere. Prayers. Your daddy was a wise man. Mabel says, Fab Daddy, yes. He is a legionnaire currently with the International Legion of Ukraine. He says he will finish his contract and be done. And I really hope he tells the truth. I know he's loyal. And Lady B says, Fab, smiley. Aaron, what's up, buddy? He says, I wouldn't let me in. It wouldn't let me in. It wouldn't let you in. Well, why not? You're in now. What happened? Are you saying that you were having trouble logging on or wouldn't let you in the podcast? What?
I think you're saying it wouldn't let him in the podcast, wouldn't let him in the chat.
They need to stop messing with my chat. Judy says, hey, Aaron. It's nice to see you, buddy. I'm glad you made it in. And Mabel says, ciao, Aaron. And April says, hi, Aaron. How are you? And Amanda says,
hello, Aaron.
Aaron says, hey, April, firehead. And April says, driving, so I haven't been very talkative, and my text talk sucks. And Amanda says,
damn, I wonder why, Aaron.
Lady B says, I agree, Patty. April says, LOL, yes, I'm good, love. Hearts and thumbs up and smiley faces. Amy says, Aaron, heart. And Sue says, I don't like this world. You shouldn't. The Bible says that we are to be of this world. We are to be in this world, but not of it. Meaning our job is to wait and get through this thing, but we're not supposed to partake of what's going on in it because there's a lot of wickedness in this world. Aaron says, Leo escaped again, and at more shoes he's trying to make me poor. Oh no, he ate your shoes?
Yeah, and I had a thought about that, Aaron, when I read that comment again right there. Instead of locking Leo up, just lock all of your stuff up in Leo's cage and let him run, and then he won't tear stuff up. Problem solved.
Yeah, if you put your shoes where he won't be, problem solved. So just stick all your stuff in his cage, and he'll never go in there and mess with it. And if he does, lock the cage. You'll lose a pair of shoes, but you'll gain control of the dog. Lady B says, hey, Aaron. Wavy hand. Fab Daddy says, aw, Sue. Stop. Take a minute. Who? Who's taking a minus? Are you saying a minute or minus?
I don't know.
I don't either. I think he's high. Aaron says, Amy hugs and heart.
Oh no, Aaron. He needs a stronger cage.
Fab Daddy says, you love this world. Oh. Well, she said she didn't. I trust her. April says, LOL, Jake on Mary Jane. Blah. It would not be pretty, I promise. I'm not on anything right now, and I'm so high I can barely stand it. Aaron says, he knows how to open them, Amanda. Scary. And Debbie says, Aaron, in my house, Leo would be, what's for dinner? Eat my shoes up, my dog will be what's for dinner, too. Well, more like a sandwich. Just a tiny dog. Patty says, Sue, don't let the minions steal your joy. Yep, you are in charge of your joy. You're also in charge of what you dwell on. So if the world is making you unhappy, try to find things that make you more happy. Try to dwell on things that are more peaceful and more loving, and stop paying attention to all the bad, because all that bad's going to be there regardless. You don't have to watch it, though. Amy says, a stronger cage, Aaron. And Lady B says, April, smiley, smiley. Aaron says, nope. He opens the door from the latch. Wow, smart dog. And Lady B says, Skittles are all the same taste, but different colors. True, so true. It's psychological. Like with so many things in this world. It looks like a different thing, but it's really the same thing. Taco Bell has an entire menu of hundreds of items, all made out of 4 ingredients and sour cream. Aaron says, never home from hum. Never home for hum?
For him.
For him. Never home for him. Amy says, Sue, this world might seem evil and terrible, but you have to find the blessings from God, or it will drive a person into depression. It certainly will. Yeah, there's a lot of good here, but it is covered up with all that bad. But there is a lot of good. This show is one evidence of that good, and we strive 5 nights a week to put something pleasant into all of our lives, and to at least have a chuckle, or tell a story, or listen to a song, talk about a movie, or talk about what's happening in the world. But at least there's an hour of peace right here between us. And hopefully that's enough to assuage that depression somewhat. If for no other reason than that. But twice a week, we get into God's word and see what it is he's looking for. And see if we can find a way to coexist with that in our hearts. Which is really why we're here. Amanda says,
I'd put a lock or a clasp or a bungee cord on it, something.
it's a Pepto-Bismol. Sue says, nope. People are mean to each other and I don't like it. Well, some people are mean to each other. I'm not mean to you. So there's that. I'm a people. You're a people. So all people aren't mean to each other. Only some people are. But stay away from those people. Stay around people that are not mean to you. Fab Daddy says, am original to this time right now as it happens. Okay. And Patty says, Sue, I agree. More now than ever. Amy says, don't feed the meanies, Sue. And when they're mean to you, be extra kind. It's their kryptonite. I stop every show with that very sentiment. Go out into the world and be nice to somebody, and I promise it will change your life. That is what I end every show with, and it's true now as it always has been and always will be. If you be nice, it will change who you are internally, and everybody around you will see that change and want to be part of it. It'll change their lives too posthumously if you keep doing it. But be nice. You don't have to be soft. You don't have to be naive. Just be nice. What it is says, I used to like fish pie. Now I like cooter pie. Well, I'm glad she learned how to bathe. Aaron says, Amanda, he would eat it. And then my chat jumped. Hang on.
9:31.
Fab Daddy says, Sue, yep, people are mean, but they are also nice and happy. Yep. So not every person is mean. Only some people are mean. And those people aren't worth your time. And Lady B says, Amy says the same comments as me. Not realizing it. Cracking me up. Amy. Well, that means that you think alike and great minds think alike. Amy says, ha ha ha, what it is. And Lady B says, what is cooter pie? It's a little slice of heaven. It's the thing that makes the world go round. It's two dips in the little man in the boat down at the Y. It's every man's fantasy. Help.
You about covered all of them.
Amanda says,
LOL, Aaron. They have something to help, I'm sure.
Debbie says, the ship of Theseus. Thank you, Theseus. That's the guy, Theseus. Also known as Theseus Paradox. Yes, thank you, Debbie. I could not remember that name to save my life. That's the one. Is it really his ship? Sue Wood says, what it is, should go pee. If he needs to. Fab Daddy says, look at the good over the bad, and life becomes better. I don't know why, but it's true. Well, if you count your blessings, you forget about your curses. Because blessings are awesome. Amy says, get a child lock, Aaron. The kind that people use to lock cabinets with. Smart move. Sue says, Aaron. Judy says, I used to work at Napa in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Ah, so you made wine too, huh? That was for you, Amanda.
Oh, made wine too. Wasn't for me.
Never mind. Fab Daddy says, Napa Auto Parts? No, the place where they make the salad dressing.
Oh.
Patty says, Fantasy 44. I need folks to be kind. Big difference between nice and kind. True, true, true. And Debbie says, Harper Valley PTA is full of hypocrites. Well, that's the way of it, isn't it? You can't get no good salad dressing there. Or auto parts. Or wine. Sue says, Harper Valley PTA. I think she said she was a Democrat in that song, didn't she? There's your answer. Aaron says, Sue. And Sue says, smiley, smiley, smiley. And Amber says, amber is the color of my energy. Heart. Nice. Mine is gray. I have no energy. Lady B says, no, Jake. Vlasic in a jar. They are crunchy and unbreakable when you suck the juice from the pickle. I know.
It's unbreakable when... Never mind.
Yeah, mine is, it might not break, but it loses all of its viscosity.
Eventually.
Amy says, fab, fantasy, fantastic, frivolous, typos are hilarious. I just got that. Fantastic 44 was talking to Fab Daddy. Judy says, yes, Fab. And Aaron says, pickle sucking. It never ceases to amaze me how a room full of grown women can sit in a chat room and talk about sucking on pickles and not get the joke about sucking on pickles. Amy says, I understood what you meant, Judy, hon. And Judy says, LOL. Amanda says,
LOL, Aaron.
Amy says, Vlasic pickles are cold processed instead of boiled like most pickles, and that's why they are crunchy and crisp. I like Vlasic pickles. I like any dill pickles, but I like the crunchy ones too. And April says, smiley, smiley, wavy hand, wavy hand. Fat Daddy says, the sun is setting here in the western side. Time for Star Watch. I prefer Star Trek, but you go ahead. Aaron says, hides my pickle.
Silly boy.
Debbie says, careful, Aaron. Liam Neeson will find that pickle because he has a particular set of skills, and he will find you, and he will eat your pickle. Lady B says, we'll try that pepperoncini peppers juice with carrots. Thank you. I think it'll be good. The hot ones now, not like banana peppers, but like the spicy peppers. Like, I don't know if they're chilies. They're not really hot. They're spicy, but they're not too hot. It's not like a habanero, but they're a little jar about that big, and it's got little green peppers in it. And I guess that's vinegar that they put in it, but it's got a good flavor. Put it on your peas or whatever. But just take that juice and put carrot slices in it. And I really think after about a week or two, that'd be a good little extra thing to put with your vegetables. I think, if I'm not mistaken, pepperoncinis are like banana peppers. So they're not hot at all. Got to have a little spice to it. I might be wrong about that. I might just be thinking about banana peppers, but I thought that's what they were called, but I might be wrong. Patty says, I guess I will head on out. Have a good weekend over and out, good people. 10-4, good buddy. Come on back, got your ears on. Patty, I love you. Thank you for being here. I'm not far behind you. I'm getting tired. Won't be long. But have a good night. Lady B says, bye, Patty. Amy says, good night, Patty. And Sue says, Aaron, pickles are my favorite food. Aaron says, then he would be taken or unalived. He would be that pickle would be taken. You're going to be taken and crunched on. Patty says, thank you, Miss Amanda, and Jake. Thank you, Patty. God bless you, sweetie.
Night, Patty. You're welcome.
Fab Daddy says, pickled chaps because the ladies like it hard. Aaron says, soup. Sue says, night, Patty. Lady B says, Fab, I wish. Smiley, smiley, smiley. That's why you have an emotional support pickle, though, right? And Sue says, okay, I'm getting naked. Nice. Let's get it. Let's get after it. And April says, you got to get the Mr. Perfecto crystal ball, and it talks to you. LOL. I seen it on the Angry Grandma show. A Mr. Perfecto crystal ball.
Yeah, that was way back when the 8-ball comments were going on.
Oh, okay. Amy says, my voice sounds like a cartoon character. Mine too. And Lady B says, Neki Sue? Neki Sue. Aaron says, if you pickle a pickle, what's it called? A pickled pickle. And Sue says, this show makes me want to strip. Nice. Bounce, chicka, bounce, chicka, yowie, yowie. I'm with you. I'd be naked too if I wasn't on camera. Fab Daddy says, double rainbow pickle, Aaron. Amy says, go ahead, Susie. LOL. We can't see your side. Speak for yourself. I can see her from here.
Yeah, Jake makes me want to strip too, LOL. Uh-oh.
Lady B says, a pack of pickled peppers, Fab. Fresh pecked a pack of pickled peppers. Pick it. Sue says, Amanda, I hope so. And Lady B says, Amanda, smiley face. Fab Daddy says, 2 and 5, everybody. I got to go.
Night, Fab.
See you later, buddy. Nice to see you. And Sue says, bye, Fab Daddy. Lady B says, Fab, 2 and 5. Came from the dating game. Well, Chuck Woolery used to say 2 and 5.
It's a military saying, I think.
It didn't come from the dating game. He just made it popular on the dating game. He was also a spy, so there's that. Amy says, good night, Fab. See you for politics tomorrow night. Be there or be rectangular. Big John says, in Britain, a pickle is called a gherkin in vinegar. Really? A gherkin in vinegar. Really? Interesting. See, I thought Gherkin was a name brand. Amanda says,
Night, Fab. Oh, LOL lady has a new guitar and a new song.
yeah, and I played part of it. And I messed up one line in it. But that's all right. You got the idea. And Lady B says, nice, Amanda. And April says, LOL. I like the sweet ones. I don't like sweet pickles at all. Nope, I like dill pickles. Sweet pickles are yucky. Sue says, Nugget, I tried your gherkins, and they aren't the same as pickles here. There's an international market here, and they have a British food secret. Interesting. And Amy says, John, gherkins are tiny little pickles. I didn't realize you couldn't get pickles in Britain. Amy says, gherkins, smiley, smiley. Emotional support gherkin? Not very supportive, is it? Big John says, piccalilli. Piccalilli is nice in a sandwich with ham. That's the
Pickle relish, probably.
the instead of mustard thing. Interesting. I'll have to look for it and see if I can find some. I like to try new things every now and then. That's definitely something I've never had. I used to see that Nutella all the time. I always wondered what it was, but I never bought any of it. One day my sister was sitting at the table. She had an apple, a green Granny's apple, and she had it cut in quarters. and she was dipping it in Nutella and eating it. So I tried it. It was delicious. Never had anything like that. But a green apple in Nutella, just dip it right in, and it's delicious. It's the first time I'd ever had Nutella. Or Nutella, however you say it. Lady B says, April and I, sweet or sour little pickles. Well, you guys are definitely sweet little pickles. And Aaron says, LOL, 2 pickles taste the rainbow. Only if the pickles are gay. Happy. April says, me too, Lamau. Headache. Hit that like button, everybody. Subscribe, share, support, join, and... Yeah. I got copyright claimed for that the other day. They're really reaching YouTube. They're trying hard. Amy says, do not get Gershkins and Jerkins confused unless you're into that kind of thing, right? If you're jerking a Gershkins, that's even weirder. Amy says, I'm here. I hope you enjoyed your screwed up song. A lot of chords in that song. I learned that an hour ago. Lady B says, I will me down. I will lay me down. Thank you. I will lay me down. I will lay you down. Big John says, Amy, smiley, smiley. I can't say the right words to the song because they'll copyright claim me. He just did your song, Amy, says Amanda. Sue says, when I asked about British pickles, I was told to try Branston. It looks intimidating in color, but it tastes good. They say that about me all the time. I eat it on crackers in a sandwich. Interesting. Well, it does look intimidating, but it tastes good.
I'm not touching that one either.
You have?
I'm not speaking
with both
on that
hands. Amy says, bridge over troubled water. Yes. Didn't you ask for that? Just for you. It took me 20 minutes to find a key that I could sing it in. It's actually in a different key, and I learned it in 3 different keys before I found the one I could sing it in. Amanda says,
He just did your, oh, yes, ma'am, Amy.
and Lady B says, nice, Sue. And April says, love that song. Me too. One day I'll actually sing it good. I'm going to record it, do all the instruments, because that song really speaks to me. So thank you for suggesting it. So I'm going to do a cover of it where I play all the instruments. And I'm going to video it so you'll see me playing all the instruments. Maybe you'll like that. I don't know. Amy says, awesome. I was hoping he would sing it. Not so very high key. It is a very high key, but I'd lowered it. Big John says, in Britain, they put Gershkins in McDonald's. Really? That's weird. We have this thing here. It's like an outlet store that sells to all the chain restaurants. You get pickles in a 5-gallon bucket. You take the lid off and you just grab a whole handful of already sliced dill pickles. They call them sandwich slices. So you get that 5-gallon bucket of pickles. You get them at McDonald's and KFC. Anywhere that sells pickles, they buy from the same company around here. Waffle House, You name it. Amy says, I know.
And yes, he had to change the key and learned it. He had to change the key and learned it. It has 18 different chords in it.
Yeah, it's not an easy song to play. And Sue says, nugget, like on their own, not in a burger. Yep. Lady B says, Lord, nugget, McDonald's, Gershkins, yummy. Blech. Those are conflicting signals. And Amy says, Paul Simon was a very talented songwriter. Yes, he was.
Is that Gershkins or Jerkins?
I don't know. I think it's Gherkins.
Okay.
Aaron says, in America, they jerk in McDonald's. Sometimes. Big John says, Sue, it's nice Branston pickles. I don't think I've ever had those.
Mm-mm.
Amy says, thank you so much, Jake. My pleasure. I enjoy playing songs. That one's a challenge, and I like a challenge. I don't usually get a challenge. You've seen me. Usually I pick the song up like that. I had to actually think about this one. A lot of chords in that song. A lot of these kind of chords. You know, that kind of thing. Difficult stuff. So I had to think about it for a minute, but I got it. Big John says Picklegate. Right? It's the latest thing. Lady B says, I have this original album, Paul Simon. Paul Simon's a good guitar player, too. Amy says, Aaron, that's the special sauce. Yeah, when they jerk at McDonald's. Yeah, that's the special sauce. SBG AI Music says, Hamburger Helper Hand. Hello, SBG. Welcome to the show. Aaron says, LOL, Big Mac's sauce. Ha ha ha. Amanda.
Hi, SBG. Welcome.
Lady B says, welcome, SBG AI Music. Lady B says, Lord, Aaron, it's caramel meat. Caramel meat. Caramel meat?
Camel.
Camel. It's camel meat.
McDonald's.
It's horse meat. But yeah, gross. Sue Wood says, Nugget, you guys have some weird types of pickles, but the ones I've tried so far I like. Wait till you get a load of their chips.
They don't call them chips. They call them something else.
Crisps.
Yeah, something like that.
Crisps. Aaron says, Lady B, can I request the toe? Sue says, Nugget, I also prefer your version of Lay's called Walkers. They're most flavorful, thicker, and more crunchy. It's because they're crisp. Crisps.
You do that way too well.
You have to say it like that, or it's not the thing. It's the crisps. And their chips are French fries. Crisps and chips. Amy says, 2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickle on an onion with a sesame seed bun. 2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, onion on a sesame seed bun. There's something missing. I think that's right, but I think there's something else that goes. 2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickle, onion on a sesame seed bun. There's something else. I can't think of what it is, though. One thing is there's 3 buns. There's a middle bun.
That's right. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
I guess it is right. It just don't sound right. Maybe because I'm saying it.
Probably.
April says, tactics, the beast in a man. Were you all right, April? Big John says Branston pickles is nice with a ploughman's salad in Britain. I don't know what either one of those things taste like. Amy says, LOL, Aaron, camel toe. Request a toe, I got it.
Amy, moose knuckle?
Moose knuckle. Camel. April says, oh, Lord. I love that song. Thank you. Aaron says, Amy, thank you for getting me. And Sue says, oh, I need to look up what that is, Nugget. I don't know what that is either. A plowman salad? Is that like a chef salad, but for poor people? April says, I'm going to cry. Don't do that. I messed the song up. Lady B says, Aaron, smiley, smiley. And don't cry, April. We love you. Aaron says, don't cry, April. Don't cry, baby. Amy says, twat waffles?
Bologna nipples?
Gross. Aaron says, twat waffles and hard cakes. And Amy says, it's a hard song to sing. I can do it when my voice works. But it didn't work, so I chickened out on the high note. Aaron says, Lady B, you called me? Somebody said twat waffle. That's true.
Oh, ouch. Damn it, man.
April says, yummy. Y'all talking about food making me hungry. I don't think that's what we're talking about, but
this is April we're talking
it
about.
makes me hungry too.
Yeah.
Amber says, my blood sugar is 334. Yikes. Rice. Have you met Soph? She has hay fever. Checkmate. Lady B says, Aaron, I was laughing at the camel toe comment. Camel. Amber says, whoa. Amanda says,
Amber, I thought pastas and breads and stuff like that make it sugar higher.
Aaron says, LOL. Well, if I'm eating camel, might as well be the camel toe. If you got to eat a camel, eat the camel toe. Amy says, it's a big bag from Kroger in the mall, in the malt oatmeal section. No almonds with nut clusters. It was about $6, twice the volume of the name brand. Nice. So you're saying it's the generic brand of...
Yeah, the big malto meal bags of cereal.
At the dollar store, we get the little fake, like, I don't know, Captain Lunch or something like that. It's not real Captain Crunch, or it's fake cereals. And they're all garbage, except for one. There's the big bag. It's called S'mores. It's the only one that's not faking another cereal. It's their own little thing, and it's awesome. So go to the dollar store and get you a big bag of S'mores cereal in a bag. It's delicious. You won't regret it. All the other bags of cereal, though, are the garbage. The fake cereals. The copycat cereals. Not good. But the S'mores, wonderful. Lady B says, Amber, have you taken your meds? Them pills and damn pills. Gotta get my prescription filled. Them pills and damn pills are gonna lead me to an early grave. Well, I went to the doctor to get me some. Then I went to the pharmacy to get it done. And sitting in my truck, I took me some. And I feel so much better now. Yeah, my hands are sweating and my knees feel weak. Skin is crawling and I can't sleep. And it's itching like I got fleas. Coughing, sneezing, burning up while I'm freezing. guess I take a couple just to get back on my feet. And I do it all over again. Them pills and damn pills. Gotta get my prescription filled. Them pills and damn pills are gonna lead me to an early grave. Here's one of mine. And Lady B says, Aaron, medpack. Aaron says, yes. Or yes. Maybe he said, yes. Amy says, sending prayers to Amber for blood sugar control and insulin and management. Amen. Sue says, you use a sourdough starter to make sourdough. It has to grow in size and takes a while. But if you take care of it, it'll last a while and you can make several loaves. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it usually does grow in size when you take care of it.
And also, some people have been carrying around the same yeast for many, many, many generations. Some families carry it from generation to generation. They just keep it going. A lot of restaurants do it that way, too. Amy says, I hope I didn't accidentally delete anyone. My screen jumped as I was typing.
No, you didn't, Amy.
And Amber says, thank you, Amy. Smiles and hearts. The struggle is real. I'm with you. Judy says, please take your medicine, Amber. Please do. Amber says, my screen jumps a lot, Amy. So does mine. It's very aggravating. Out of all the stuff YouTube could do, you'd think they'd fix that. I don't know why they can't. Amy says, yes, a dough baby. My friend Lee told me about it. You can make several loaves if you know how to do it. I can't type tonight. That's all right. I can't read tonight, so we're good. Amber says, Pinky promised Judy 3 units of instant insulin. I'm pretty sure I've got that right here. And Judy says, thank you, Amber. And Sue says, Amy, I tried before with my sister's help, and it took 3 tries until my starter was good, but I eventually neglected it, and it went bad. I did that once with a bag of flour with a face on it. I was supposed to carry it around for a week and babysit it. And when I got to the end of the week, I returned it as cornbread. And I didn't pass. And I was like, it grew. It's what it wanted to be when it grew up. Anyway.
Was it gender confused?
It was something. They didn't have that when I was a kid. Amber says, it's because I ate rice for dinner. Carbs raises it. And Amy says, where's Kevin tonight? I don't know. I hadn't seen him tonight. I hope he's well.
Debbie's got him tied up somewhere.
He might be tied up somewhere. Debbie, do you have Kevin preoccupied? Aaron says, I helped my daughter pick her homecoming dress, and she said, Dad, the other dress is too much boob and short. And I set out saying the rooms, and she came out asking, do you like it, Dad? Well, there is a wrong answer. The right one is, do you like it, honey? Because if you say what you think, it'll be wrong. Do you like it, baby? That's what you need to know. If she likes it and it don't reveal too much, it's going to be expensive, though. Amanda says,
Oh, okay, Amber. That was just a thought. That was just what I thought.
attention.
To no one.
Amber says, I was watching the feed. VJ. Aaron says, I told her it's perfect. Good answer. And she smiled so big, so I paid and surprised her with 2 pairs of boots to go dancing in on top of the dress. Nice. Great daddy. That's a great daddy moment right there. I missed that moment. But congratulations on your doing it well. April says, that's sweet, Aaron. I would give everything to have that opportunity. Twice over. But I missed it, so what can you do? Amy says, Aaron, he's a member of the Dads Against Daughters Dating. All dads are that member, yeah. If you're worth your salt as a dad, you do not like it when the daughter goes to dating. Yeah. Amber says, Amanda, smiley, smiley. Amy says, that's sweet, Aaron. That was a great story, Aaron. Aaron says, Amy says she can't date because she's a good girl and she doesn't want to. Vic, what's up, Vic? Nice to see you, my brother. How you doing? Evening, everyone. Jake, how are you, sir? I'm fantastic. Playing a little guitar. How are you doing? And Sue says, I need to change my phone. Charge my phone. I guess I'm not untethered. Well, that's a state of mind, being untethered. And if you're here and you like it, you're untethered. Your phone might not be, though. Amanda says,
Don't see it. Hi, Vic.
Amy says, LOL, Sue. And Lady says, good, Amber. My sister's sugar got over 800 and she went to the diabetic coma and then got frontal lobe dementia from being in a coma. It's horrible. A horrible story. I hope she's better. Amber says, I want to be Amy's roommate. I'm just saying. Well, you'll be laughing all the time if you were. And Judy says, Aaron, you sound like an awesome father. I can vouch, he is. Aaron says, they think I am. Lady B says, hi, Victor, sir. How are you and your family? And Amber says, something in Russian, Victor.
Amber says Victor.
Or Amy says.
No, I mean, that's what I meant. Amy, I think that's Victor.
It might be. It looks like privet.
Yeah, well, if you keep going, you'll see why I say that.
Judy says, hey, Victor. Victor says, hello, lady. Very good, and thank you, ma'am. And April says, Victor, good to see you. Hugs. Amber says, be right back. Coffee. Now you're talking, Amber. And Victor says, privet, Amy. Escriel. I don't know what those words are. I'm just making sounds with my face.
I think that's Amy in Russian.
Nice. It could be the nuclear codes. I wouldn't know. Amy says, Vic, I Googled it. It's been a long time since I took the language in college. Nice. And April says, you are one of a kind, Aaron. I love that. Smiley face and thumbs up. He is one of a kind. He's one of a kind for us. And he's got a kung fu cat that is untethered for sure. I've seen it. It's real. Judy says, what language is that, Amy? Russian. Amy says, make me a cup, Amber, please. Right. I'll take a cup, too. Aaron says, April, you are two all the way to the hair. Victor says, it is a very kind gesture, Amy, and thank you, ma'am. I have learned a lot of the language in the last 3 years. I know Das Vidanya and Niet. That's it.
And you can't do my name like that, LOL.
Why not?
Because it's spelt the same in all the languages. The only one that looks different is Russia, but it's still pretty much spelled the same. I don't have any of that fancy stuff on my name.
That's because in Russian, your name is Aminda.
It's that way in every language.
Aminda. Amy says, Russian Judy. And Judy says, thanks, but I'm not Russian. And Amanda says, Russian.
Russian Amanda.
Aminda. April says, thanks, Aaron. I needed to hear that. Wow, so sweet. Hearts, prayers, and smiley faces. And Amy says, Russian, Ukrainian are very similar languages. Aren't they the same language? And Victor says, in Russian, it's something, and in Ukrainian, it's something else. That looks like the same word to me.
One's an ET and one's an IT.
I know. Speaking of whichever one it is, where are we?
We are at 10:09.
10:09. I'm at 10:37 already.
Yeah, well, I hope you can go back that far.
Yep. Aaron says, you're welcome, April. You always have warm things to say. Victor says, they're essentially the same with different slangs and contexts, and most Ukrainians speak a mix of both. Yeah, I thought it was like the difference between Southern and New Yorkan. They're both speaking English, but you can't understand what the other one's saying. And Sue says, cramps. Wow. That's odd. Monkey Juice is here. Victor is Russian? No, I don't think so.
Hi, Monkey.
Why? Why would that matter? Hi, Monkey. Amanda says, hi, Monkey. I read that one. Amy says, I took 2 semesters of Russian in college back in the 1989s. Good gracious. That was a long time ago. Good year for movies.
LOL, Sue. Tell Tom to go away.
Aaron says, Victor is relaxed. I'm Russian. What it is says, are all you ladies ready to load up and go to Pickle Park Space Mountain with Ric Flair?
What it is, you perverted old man.
Strange. Tom, time of the month. Sue. Amy says Victor is a legionnaire from Canada, but he goes to fight with Ukraine.
That's funny that you knew what that meant and she didn't. You're a man and she's a woman.
I know things. That's my job. I'm a professional thing knower.
I wonder if she knows what a bob is or an eob.
What it is says, woo.
LOL, Sue. TOM, time of the month.
April says, I do because that's how I see the people. My heart is genuine and humble. Right on. And Sue says, yes, Amanda, that. Smiley, smiley. Well, it's cyclical. We have it too. Aaron says, April, good stuff.
You got a mouse in your pocket?
Huh?
You said it's cyclical. We have it too. You got a mouse in your pocket?
Sometimes.
Oh.
Aaron says, April, good stuff. Amanda says, LOL Zoo. Walter Davis says, good evening. Hey, Walter, what's up, my brother?
Hi, Walter.
I'm about to fall asleep on you, but how are you? And I'm not like halfway through the chat.
You're about there.
Walter says, good. I read that one. April says, Walter is here. How are you? Where's Linda? Yeah, Linda is preoccupied tonight. I don't know if I'm supposed to say, so I'll let her tell you.
Well, I said it earlier or later. I said it in the chat. She said that she loves y'all. She'll see y'all tomorrow night.
And Sue says, I'm 40. Why is he still around, Tom? He's waiting for them babies.
April, she's with her son. He graduates Fire Academy tonight.
That's why she's not here. Amy says, hi, Walter. Aaron says, Walter shares the same name as Walt Disney. I just learned Walt's name is Walter. Really? Yep. How did you not know Walt Disney's name was Walter? Amanda says,
I don't know what time. LOL. It will be around for a bit, closer to 50-ish probably.
well, we all have to go there sooner or later. April says, Harbor Valley PTA, great song. And if you need auto parts, it's the place to go. Oh, Mabel hit me with a $6 Canadian from Vic and Mabel and Hannah. Thank you for the $6.99. God bless you. I appreciate that. $6.99. I think that's Canadian. Is that what that is? $6.99
Yes.
Canadian. Appreciate that. I don't know what that translates to, but I'll take it. Sue says, I will find you and I will eat you, Aaron. Might fix that other problem too, if you're doing all that. April says, Lamau, pickles. And Sue, LOL, the pickle search. And Sue says, I'm on the hunt, Aaron. Aaron says, oh, dang. Makes me think of a Leonard Skinner song. Sue says, make sure you like the stream. Yes, please hit that like button. Like, subscribe, share, support, join. We got a lot of likes tonight. 19 of them. That's something. And $25. It's a good, honest day's pay for, 5 or 6 days. Amy says, I relish the discussion about pickles. Some would think it's a little acidic, but I find it very based. See what I did there? I do. That was clever. And Debbie says, 8-Ball will Sue find and eat Aaron's pickle? 8-Ball says, who knows? Could be. That's like, where's Waldo, though? April says, LOL, Sue, me too. Oh, good Lord. Careful what you wish for, April. Sue says, Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Peck, P-E-C-K, peck, pickled peppers. How many pecks of pickles did Peter Piper pick? I wrote an entire story about that. It's long overdue. I don't even know if I still have it. I'll look for it real quick. Hang on one second. I wouldn't even know where to look for it at.
I was going to say you can find it later and play it tomorrow or read it tomorrow or...
Well, it came up tonight.
I understand that. But all that stuff you got stored on that computer, you're not going to find it not quickly.
I just thought if it popped up, I would see it. And I don't see it, so you might be out of luck. Just thought I'd give it a quick glance and see if it's like laying around somewhere. It's got to be in a folder or something. The problem is I don't remember what I named it. I should have named it Pickle.
I might be able to go back and find it on the other podcast.
No, I've got it written down in text somewhere. Along with everything else I've ever written. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it tonight, though. Oh, well, it was a thought. It's somewhere. I'll get it and read it one of these days. It's also on I'm pretty sure it's on a Facebook page or it's on a comment on a video. I might have made a short of it. I don't know.
I think it's in a podcast. I remember that much.
Anyway, I wrote an entire story with every word in the story with the letter P. And it started because somebody asked me how many pecks of pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick. So I wrote an entire story with every word starting with the letter P. And it makes sense. It's a coherent story, and it's very good. But it took me a very long time to write it. So I try to get as much mileage out of it as I can by sharing it often. And now I don't know where it's at. Amy says it's kosher to me. Pretty kosher. Rachel's here. Hey, Rachel. She says hello. Nice to see you, lady. How are you doing? Amy says, not the slightest bit dill. And Sue says, be careful, Jake. There's a lot of ladies here. Oh, I know. I know. I know just what to do with all those ladies, too. Amy says, here's the deal.
Hi, Rachel.
Aaron says, spicy pickle. That's a spicy pickle. And Sue says, hi, Rachel. And Amy says, hi, Rachel, honey. What it is says, anybody that's wanting to pickle you, know they got pickle parks that go along the highway and interstates, but they also call them rest areas, but they also disguised pickle parks as well. Now, disguised as pickle parks as well. No, those are called glory holes. They're for gay people. Straight people don't use those. It's weird that you know about them.
LOL, Sue. He has a hard time keeping up with me.
You should tell the truth.
What? You want to go there?
Yeah.
Mister, I need a nap. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm being nice.
I am too.
Amy says, what it is, do they have pickleball available? Amy says, I like bread and butter, pickles, sweet pickles, but they're not my favorite. I don't enjoy sweet pickles at all. My mother loved those butter pickles. Gross. And April says, hi, Rachel Lovely. And Sue says they have pickles in Britain. They have pickles in most places. They're just different from ours in America. True. April says, good night, Fab Daddy. That's a little late. Lady B says, hey, Walter, I stepped out. What's going on? No, sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. He was upset about that, too, Lady B. That's all he could talk about for like 30 minutes was just, why wasn't Lady B talking to me? Aaron says, tickle a pickle in the human fudge sickle. Gross. What is fudge? Never mind. I don't want to know. There's Kevin, the great St. Bernard, says, hello, Jake, Amanda, and everyone. Hello, we were worried about you. We're just talking about you 5 minutes ago. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Amy says, ooh, Aaron. And Lady B says, hey, Rachel.
Hi, Kevin.
Amy says, there's Kevin. Hey, buddy. Big John says, you don't want to dip your pickle in Nutella. No, that doesn't sound good at all. A green granny apple, maybe, but pickle? I'm not even sure what Nutella's made out of. I can't imagine it tasting good with a pickle, though. Amber says, coffee. Again? That's what, your third cup? And Lady B says, Italian peppers are spicy. Yes, they are. And Kevin says, hello, Amy. And Sue says, oh, Jake, you love the international market here. They have food from all over the world. Your taste buds can travel the globe. Lots of new stuff to try. Sounds good. Yeah, I am curious about a lot of different cuisines. I don't diversify very much in my eating habits. Kevin says, hello, Sue and Lady B. And Lady B says, John, 𝕂𝕚𝕣, good night all. I love you all, especially the kind and respectful bunch. Lady B, good night, sweet lady. Thank you for being here, and we love you. Sue Wood says, hi, Kevin. And April says, hi, Kevin, love. And Amy says, Sue, we have an international market here. Kevin says, hello, April. And Aaron says, Amy, it's supposed to say on a human fudge sickle. Also gross. Kevin says, hello, Aaron. And Aaron says, hey, Kevin. Lady B says, well, shoot, Kevin. I'm leaving. I missed you. Always so nice. Kevin is an awesome man. Sue says, have you gone, Amy, to the international market?
Night, lady.
Kevin says, oh, no, copyright for Feed Jake. What? Yeah, it happens. I've been using that. First of all, it's cut out of context. So it's not like the song. If you listen to the song, you won't find any place in that song that has that particular lineup of words, because I cut it and moved it around so it would say what I wanted it to say, which is copyright fair use. That's under the copyright law that you can do that if you make a new thing out of it, which I did. Second of all, I talk over top of it, so I'm actually using it as context for what I'm talking about, which is also under fair use. And I've been using that little clip for the last, 5 or 6 years. It's been a long time. One night, they hit me with a copyright claim, and then I disputed it, and they won. So for that video, I have to pay whoever wrote that song whatever royalties that comes off of that video. The money goes to them, not me. I don't know if they're going to continue to hit me with it, so I'm not going to use it for a while, or just use the first word. But because I played the whole thing, which is maybe 20 seconds long, if that long, maybe 10 seconds, they copyright claimed me. But that's weird because it fits fair use to a T. Who knows what they're doing? And you can't talk to anybody about it because it's a robot that does it in the first place. So it's not like I could argue with them and show them that it's fair use. I can just say, I dispute this decision, and then they come back with me and say, well, you're out of luck. That's it. Amy says, not lately, Sue. It's about an hour away. And Lady B says, Sue? Kevin says, Lady B, my loss for getting here late. And Sue says, yes, Lady B. Aaron says, he said, feed Jake, and YouTube said, hell no. Maybe that's what it is. They finally figured out I was using it as a commercial for me, and they were like, no. You got to cut me in, buddy. That's how the family works. And Debbie says, is two guys jerking gherkins the same as a Dutch rudder? I'm asking for Amy. I don't think so. I think that's a ski party. Lady B says, I understand. We all have lives outside of chat. I don't. I did my first outing for autumn. I rode the dragon, the Nantahala National Forest, at Nantahala National Forest. Rode the dragon. I don't know what that means. It sounds exciting, though. Little third worldy. Amber says, Kevin, good evening. And Aaron says, Amy says, LOL, I don't know, Debbie. And Lady B says, Kevin, a group all rides together. Heart. And Kevin says, Lady B, Dragon's Tail is a real nice ride. We must be talking about a carnival ride or something, because I don't know what that means. The riding the dragon that I'm aware of involves a needle and a good time. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's not what you're talking about. And Lady B says, Kevin, I am addicted and have bought all the shirts there. Might be what she's talking about. No, that ain't right. Kevin says, Lady B, I went there for a week. Must be a theme ride or something. Lady B says, I've been riding it for years. And Kevin says, beautiful. And Lady B says, ride it when kids are in high school on a Tuesday and Wednesdays. Interesting. Kevin says, Lady B, how was the weather? And Victor says, sorry, we're a bit preoccupied with Hannah, but we're listening still. That's all right. Handle Hannah. That's what's important.
She's playing with her new guitar.
Yeah. Tell me about the guitar. That's what I want to know. Kevin says, hello, Victor. And Victor says, Kevin, how you doing, sir? Amanda says,
My chat jumped.
10:30.
Okay, hold on. It's all good, Vic. What kind of guitar did you get her? Hi, Hannah.
Amy says, Amber, you didn't answer. Do you need help with your insulin? And Lady B says, Kevin, please be back please be back Sunday. I love Friday and Saturday on this chat, and Jake is awesome. See you soon. Sweet dreams, Kevin. Dead smiley, dead smiley. And Kevin says, Victor, I'm good. I hope you are all as well. I hope you are as well. And good night, Lady B. And Judy says, bye, Lady B. And Kevin says, hello, Judy. Judy says, hey, Kevin. Big John says chips are bring fat French fries. Yep, chips are French fries and chips are crisps. Or French fries are chips and chips are crisps. That's what I meant to say. Oh, you got a Fender. A nice acoustic. She picked it out. Very nice. Those are some good guitars. Good first guitars. I've got one right here. Mine's a little different than the one you get in the music store, though. But you can't go wrong with a Fender acoustic. And Kevin says, hello, John. Big John says, hello, Kevin.
Nice, Vic.
Amy says, nice, Vic. Big John says, sorry about earlier. I've calmed down. That's all right, buddy. Totally understandable. We live in a crazy world, and there's people out there doing crazy things right now. Totally understandable. Vic says, this rum's on you, John. I wish you well, sir. You put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. Amy says, Nugget, we're family. We vent to each other and comfort one another. It's okay. That's exactly right. Aaron says, what happened, Big J? John? There was some attacks that happened in England over the past couple of days. And the powers that be are not doing what they should be doing as a result. Pretty much the same thing that's happening here in different context. Amy says, Aaron, before you came in, he was talking about the synagogue getting attacked in Manchester today. And John says, Aaron, nothing that no one's heard around the world. Everybody's heard about it, is what he's saying. Nothing about no one here about the world. Oh, I see what you said. It's nothing about anybody here. It's about something happening in the world. Aaron says, I had no idea. I don't watch TV. Probably smart. You're probably healthier than all of us that do. Amy says, me either, Aaron. First I heard about it. I try to stay away from the world when I'm sick. And it's not good for healing. This is true. World news when I'm sick. Yeah, news is not good for you no matter who you are. It's propaganda. It stopped being news like 25 years ago. Now it's all opinion pieces on one side or the other, and it's all spun in both directions, and you got to aim down the middle and hope for the best to even find out what's really going on. And listen to a bunch of independent sources on top of that just to even understand what's happening. Unfortunately. Aaron says, I hear you. And Vic says, God damn, I love s'mores. I'm not so crazy about actual s'mores, but I love the s'mores cereal and I love the s'mores Pop-Tarts.
I like the actual s'mores. Smashing that marshmallow between the two Hershey's bars.
Aaron says, breaking news. Everybody here is awesome. And Judy says, you are so sweet, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. You too, man.
John says, I second that, Aaron. And Monkey Juice says, Monkey here. Monkey here. Nice to see you, Monkey. Kevin says, hello, Monkey. Amy says, that song is called Soap's Allergies.
Monkey there.
Judy says, hey, Monkey. Aaron says, Monkey see, Monkey do. And Sue says, Monkey see. Aaron says, LOL, the Soap Easy is great. Monkey says, don't forget me, Aaron. I'm also. Are you here? He said everybody here is awesome. That's you too. Were you looking for a pat on the head? A good little monkey. Aaron says, I said everyone. See? Lady B says, Amanda, I was about to leave. I really believe Jake has practiced that in the mirror. ISP. Practice what in the mirror? I don't know what you're talking about, but you're probably right.
He practices a lot in the mirror. LOL.
Sue says, dumb diddy. Yeah, he got caught, so he ain't very smart. And Lady B says, smiley, 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 Amanda. Aaron says, that's what she said, Amanda. Amanda.
Oh, sorry. LOL, Aaron.
Lady B says, good night. Good night, Lady B. Kevin says, Kevin should be so lucky. You are lucky. Diddy got 7 years. Doesn't really seem fair to his victims. I didn't know he got 7 years.
He got 50 months, which is 4.1 years, actually. But she was close.
I was surprised he got any. Actually, just thinking about it, I would have thought the Democrats got him off scot-free. That just goes to show you that we are, in fact, winning this war slowly but surely. Things are happening that wouldn't be happening 5 years ago. Aaron says it was cornbread that felt like grits. Amanda says.
Yes, Aaron.
Debbie says, Kevin has been bad. He's in the cellar. Well, he escaped. Amy says, oh, wait. She said dumb diddy. I misread that. What'd you think it said? Monkey Juice says, correction, Amy. He got 4 years. He'll be out in 2. Unless somebody in prison decides they didn't like what he did on the outside, and then he might not make it out at all. Aaron says, I saw you kick him. Debbie. Amy says, maybe it was 4. Yeah, but it seems unfair to his victims. I'm not even sure what they got him on. I wasn't sure from the get-go. They were kind of all over the place with that case, and I didn't really follow it. So what did he actually go to jail for?
They got him on most of the lesser charges.
Which were?
I think the trafficking and I'd have to go back and look because there was like 6 or 7 charges they charged him with and only convicted him of like 3 or 4, I think.
Weird. Vic says, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Jake. Well, I appreciate you too, Vic. Enjoy that new guitar. I got some new guitars around here myself. Always a pleasure having new guitars. It's one of my joys in life is to have a new guitar. I love it so much. Sue says, LOL, Amy. And Judy says, is that child trafficking? I think that might be the case, but I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, it's all over the place. Monkey Juice says, convicted of bringing prostitutes across state lines. Were they children or adult prostitutes? Amy says, Judy, he was found guilty on the lesser charges of providing transportation for human trafficking. Judy says, still bull. Aaron says, I just remembered I got cookies. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
He was originally charged with racketeering conspiracy. He was acquitted. Sex trafficking, 2 counts, acquitted. And transportation for prostitution, convicted on 2 counts.
Kevin says, of underage kids, it looks like that was a rumor. That's what I heard, too, but it looks like that was a rumor. He got in trouble for transportation of prostitutes.
Yep, convicted on both counts of transportation for prostitution.
Amy says, very much bullshit. And Victor says something is thank you in Russian, or in Ukraine. Sorry, Ukrainian. Is that, it's in there somewhere. Dos Vidania is that one. Is it Prushka? I can't remember. It's rattling around in my head, but I can't place it. I do know it, but I wouldn't know it unless I heard it. And Kevin says, Victor, how's the missus tonight? She's here. She's here. Amy says, very much bullshit. And Monkey Juice says, Slava Ukraine. Big John says, am I blocked? I don't think so. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Kevin says, John?
No Nugget.
I don't think you're blocked.
He's not.
Aaron says, no, John. And Victor says, something monkey. Then my chat jumped.
1050.
Sue says, I see you, Nugget. Aaron says, Vic, I read that. Victor says, Kevin, she is good. She will be back in a minute. She went for a walk with Hannah. Nice. Amy says, I looked it up, and he got 50 months verdict. A jury found him guilty on the 2 Mann Act charges, but not guilty of sex trafficking or racketeering conspiracy after 6 weeks of testimony. And Victor says, which one, Aaron? I don't know. And Judy says, nope, John, you're not. Aaron says, the one to Munley. I don't know what that means. I'm lost, officially lost.
50 months, 4.1 years, and $500,000 in fines and fees.
So based on what he did, he got away with it.
I mean, yeah.
Amy says, are you on all comments or top comments, John? Yeah, make sure you're on live chat or live comments. And Victor says, something. Aaron says. Kevin says, Amy, I always forget live chat. Yeah, it's a little getting used to. Takes a little getting used to. Aaron says, facts, Vic. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. Victor says, I'm not fluent by any means, but I know enough to stay alive. All you really need to know is duck, look over there, and I've got money. I'm just kidding. Sue says, nope and nope.
That was my Bob Eob question.
Mm-hmm. Amy says, maybe he'll get prison justice, but he'd probably enjoy it. But do they sell baby oil in commissary?
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 Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. And they probably make it out of, like, fruit cups or something. Honey bun. Aaron says, same, Vic. John says, must be YouTube police again. I haven't seen them doing anything, but that doesn't mean that they're doing anything that I would see what they're doing on your computer. What's happening? What would make you think you're being blocked? Are they pulling comments or something? Amber says, what nights does this podcast do live shows? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 8:30, except for Sunday, 8. All Eastern time. And Judy says, LOL, Amy.
LOL, Sue. Bob, battery-operated boyfriend, and Eob, electric-operated boyfriend.
Monkey Juice says, free the damn baby oil. I say let the man rot and throw in a couple of his friends beside him just for good measure, because they're probably guilty too. something weird happens when you cross a certain threshold of money. I firmly believe that now. I've been watching it for many years, and I think I've noticed a pattern. And that pattern is when you reach a certain level of success, a certain number of money, and it's around $20 billion or $20 million. When you get to $20 million, anything above that, you all of a sudden become somebody else. You start standing for things that you never thought you'd stand for and doing things you never thought you'd do. And the reason I think that is because I've watched people as they rise in fame, and there's a cutoff point where they stop being the person that you liked and they start being something different. All of a sudden, they're scared all the time. They look nervous. They get unhealthy looking. And they become cagey and quiet. And they start hanging out with the Hollywood crowd. And pretty soon, all the other people just kind of go away and they're just with that crowd. Watch Bill Burr's a good example. Bill Burr used to be one of the funniest comedians alive. You go listen to him talk now for the last 5 years, not the same guy. Because he got famous. Because he started making money. And there's something about that money in Hollywood. Either you got to do something to get it, or you get it and you're terrified of losing it. Because really, this is a facade. Yes, it looks pretty, but it could go away at any minute. I might be famous today and tomorrow working at Burger King because I don't have any skills because I spent all my time learning how to do this, right? And I think people get scared of that. Well, if I'm not a talking head on TV, then what am I? I don't know how to do anything. I spent all my time developing my personality. I didn't actually learn how to do anything. So something happens when you reach a certain level of fame that changes people. And I think most of them are probably guilty of some pretty nasty stuff. Things that you don't talk about in everyday polite society. Kevin says, hello, Amber. Aaron says, this ad changes the chat, so I have to change it back after each one. I'm sorry. I have no control over that, Aaron. That's not anything I'm doing. Mabel says, I'm back. Hey, hi, hello. And Sue says, I have no idea what those are, Amanda. I don't know how to tell you what they are.
I did. Just, yeah.
Okay. John says, did he be out in 2.5 years? Yep, probably earlier than that. Kevin says, Amber, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And hello, Mabel. And thank you for the $6.99 Canadian. And Amanda says,
LOL, Sue.
Aaron says, save a monkey, oil a pickle. Gross.
Things, y'all.
Amy says, thanks from y'all. Mabel, thanks from y'all. And Victor says, Aaron, that's how a song goes. That's how that song goes. That's how what song goes? That's how that song goes, question mark. I don't know what song you're talking about, Victor. Are you talking about the Feed Jake song or the Bridge Over Troubled Water song? I don't know. Amy says, Amber, every night except Tuesday and Thursday. Sunday starts at 8 Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 the rest of the week. Got it. And Sue says, I think you guys are making fun of me. Nobody's making fun of you, Sue. Why would you think that? Who said what that would make you think they were making fun of you? Kevin says, question for Jake. If you don't like a person you've done wrong, do you apologize? If you don't like a person that you've done something wrong to, Do you apologize? If you've done wrong to anybody, you should apologize for it, especially if it's bothering you. If you feel bad for doing it, then you should apologize for it. You don't have to like a person to be sorry for your actions. You're not responsible for what they do. You're only responsible for what you do. And ultimately, you lead by example. So if you've done something that you should not have done and it's bothering you, you should absolutely apologize for it. You can continue not liking that person afterwards. There's no law that says you have to like somebody. The Bible says love your neighbor. Love and like are not the same emotion. You can love somebody and not like them at all. That's quite normal, actually. I hope that helps. But ultimately, if it bothers you, yes. If it doesn't, say la vie. Maybe that helps. Aaron says, Vic, the song says, oh, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Got it. I changed it. Okay, that's the song you were talking about. Save a monkey, oil a pickle. Okay.
No, Sue, a Bob and Eob are adult toys.
And Sue says, I'm still confused. Are you still confused? Victor says, yes, sir. I know. Amy says, we're not making fun of you, Sue.
Sue, dildos, vibrators.
Sue says, oh, right. Got it. Okay. Aaron says, buzz, buzz, buzz. Amanda.
LOL, Sue.
Big John says, 8-Ball, does Diddy like pickles? 8-Ball says, are you kidding? Vic says, my wife says it's her toothbrush, but me and my brain cell know better. What's that noise? Oh, it's my toothbrush. You don't sound like you got anything in your mouth.
Hey. That's a good one.
I know. Amy says, Adam and Eve, not a Christian bookstore. I repeat, it is not a Christian bookstore. Correct.
Amy must have saw the video
What video?
where he sent his wife into the Adam and Eve store and told her it was a
Right.
Christian bookstore, and she come out with a bunch of boxes of stuff and surprised him.
Yep. Aaron says, the pickler.
8-Ball, is Jake's pickle juicy? 8-Ball says, yeah.
Kevin says, Amy, LOL. And Sue says, I'm pretty knowledgeable about history, but I'm clueless with more modern stuff.
I didn't know that those were modern.
Yeah, they had those back in ancient Egypt and beyond. So they were made of wood then and wrapped in a sheep's stomach. But, oh, yeah. Mabel says, Victor, And Victor says, I love you. Lady B says, yeah, when Jake reads something puzzling, he will nod and say, yep, and then take a draw of a cigarette. I died laughing in my pillow. Yep. Amy says, Jake, question from Anonymous. How many mods do you have? I don't know. A few. I could probably find out.
I took a guess.
Somewhere around 10 or 12, my guess is. Mabel says, Vic does the same thing in normal conversation. That's the, I'm thinking about it. I'll get back to you. Amanda says,
About 15, but not all are active still, Amy.
yeah, pretty much the people that are here do the moderating. There are a few that have wrenches, but they don't usually come in and moderate. They might just pop in and out. Why? Lady B says, hey, Mabel. Amber says, nap. I'm drinking coffee, LOL. Me too, and I'm sleepy. And Vic says, that's because I'm half deaf and have given up on going, huh? Huh? What? So I just guess loud. Oh, I know that feeling.
About 7 active, Amy.
Where's Waldo? Says Lady B. Well, if you know where to look, pretty easy to find.
You rub it enough, it'll show you where it's at.
Mabel says, hello, lady.
LOL, Amber. Jake can drink a pot of coffee and go to sleep.
I can go to drink holding the pot of coffee.
Or holding your cup of coffee in your hand.
And spill it all over myself.
Yeah.
And Sue says, cry, cry, cry. Why you crying, Sue? Amber says, no way. Party like a rock star, LOL. Prayers and hearts, with smiley faces and dancing. And Mabel says, someone please agree with me that KFC is not acceptable at this time of night. To eat? Well, it depends on if you've been drinking. If you've been drinking and out at the bar, KFC is absolutely acceptable this time of night because it's the only place open. That and Waffle House. But if you're like a homebody and, you cozy up by the fireplace and watch TV together and it's 9 o'clock at night or whatever time it is now, no, KFC is not acceptable. Why?
9. Midnight, babe. Midnight.
As Judy says, don't cry, Sue. Don't you cry tonight. And Victor says, Hannah wants it. Oh, wants KFC. Ah. Has she been drinking?
No.
I mean, she has been hanging out with a guitar player. You know what those musicians are like. And Mabel says, no. Lady B says, Mabel, it's greasy and full of cholesterol, but so delicious.
Nasty.
Amber says, I have to stay up till 11, 1 cup total of coffee. Oh my gosh. Just one will keep me awake until 11. Really? I could drink a whole pot of coffee and go straight to sleep. It has no effect on me whatsoever. Of course, I have been drinking coffee literally since the bottle, so.
KFC is not acceptable at any time. It's test tube chicken.
It didn't used to be. It used to be good.
It's test tube chicken now.
Yeah, I haven't eaten KFC in a very long time. We have a Bojangles right up the road, and I eat that, and that's not very much better, but at least it's chicken. Judy says, it's not, Mabel. It's too late. Mabel says, you will have to go all the way back to town, and it will be cold when it gets back. I agree. I mean, just make an egg sandwich. It's much more healthy for you. And it'll do the same job. And it's got chicken in it, so. Best of both worlds. Big John says KFC's nasty. It didn't used to be. It used to be good back in the day. But we're talking years and years ago. Back when KFC was a big thing and they had Church's chicken too, and Popeyes. All good things. But now, I don't know. I know Burger King ain't what it used to be. I stopped at a Burger King not too long ago, and it was disgusting. And I used to love the Big Whopper. It's not the same thing. Where's Amy, says Sue. She's here. She might have fallen asleep, but she's here. I don't think she is, though, because she just said something to me a minute ago. Amber says, seizure meds and such at 11. Don't want to miss those.
KFC is not real chicken.
Monkey Juice says, if it's test tube chicken, give me more. You can have it with your vaccine. Victor says, listen, that sweet little angel wants popcorn chicken, and I'll be damned if she don't get it. Mabel says, hush. Lady B says, my own fried chicken, homemade biscuits, gravy, and cream potatoes is way better. I don't disagree. And Amber says, LOL, chicken battle. LOL, I want a biscuit. Now I want a biscuit. Thanks. Monkey Juice says, it's Tyson chicken. See the delivery. Seen the delivery. You mean it comes from the Tyson chicken plant? Lady B says, we use silver bullets, straight bullets.
LOL, Vic. It would be better to go to Walmart and buy some popcorn chicken and cook it. It's fake chicken.
Amber says, it's 8 p.m. here. I hear you. You got a ways to go then. I'm pushing midnight, and you know what happens at midnight? I go to bed. Sue says, how is it fake chicken, Amanda?
Keep going. I tell her further down. I'll read it.
Kevin says, the dragon's tail is a roadway through smoky blue mountains. Oh, okay. Nice. Judy says, 10 here. We got people all over the place. Isn't that lovely? Big John says, buy a whole chicken and then flour and season. Yummy. Yep. If you cook the whole chicken or quarter it up and then cook it, then you got chicken for later and chicken now. I'm with that. Lady B says, Amber, come to Alabama. I will cook anything. Monkey Juice says, I will agree. Chinese chicken wings are fake. Well, I don't know where you're talking about. We got a Chinese restaurant here, and their chicken absolutely is not fake. It's delicious. But different places have different things. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about.
Pilgrim's Pride is where KFC gets its chicken. Have you ever seen the KFC video?
Yeah, monkey. Amber says, Bama, eek, LOL. Go dogs. Roll Tide, go on it. Go dogs. I like the dogs. I'm from Georgia. So. But I can say Roll Tide because I don't watch football. Judy says, I have a shirt Bradley bought. I have a shirt that Bradley bought me back from the tail of the dragon. And Victor says, the chicken balls are 100% real, though, for sure. I don't know. Kevin says, 11 miles of nothing but tight turns and beautiful scenic views. That would be awesome to ride my motorcycle through. That sounds like something I would enjoy. I got a road like that here. It's a swishy road, but it's not 11 miles long, but it's close. I think it's like 6 miles long. Sue says, if it's from a chicken, then it's chicken. Well, she's got you there.
It's test tube chicken. It's fed through a tube in steroids to make it fat and big. They don't have heads. It's kept alive by machines.
Ah. I have seen some of that farm fresh chicken. Factory farm chicken. That's what I was trying to say. And that's pretty gross. I don't know if you would call that a test tube chicken, though, but I get what you're saying. They are artificially fattened up.
They're artificially kept alive.
Yeah.
They're pumped full of all kinds of drugs and hormones and all kinds of stuff. It's fake chicken. It's artificial chicken.
Victor says, do you folks have poutines in America? I don't know. I would say no because I think I know what that is, but I'm not sure. I'll leave that to wiser people to answer because I don't know. I think I know what that is. I've heard about it before, but I can't draw it up. Look up poutines and see what that is.
I'm working on it.
Amber says, Lady B, I'm up mountain on a Marine's land about 30 acres and wait till the way is over. LOL.
It is a Canadian dish originating from Quebec, consisting of French fries, cheese curds topped with a hot brown gravy.
Say that one more time.
It's a Canadian dish originating from Quebec, consisting of French fries and cheese curds topped with a hot brown gravy. So basically, it's like part of our fully loaded fries.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of something that would resemble that. I don't know of anything we have that would have cheese curds in it, but kind of like loaded fries or loaded baked potato, something like that. I don't know if there's a place that sells poutines or not, but that ain't what I thought it was. By the way, I was wrong. Amber says, and I read that one. Judy says, Bradley said it was awesome. Nice. Amber says, some of y'all might need to come up mountains with me. Yeah, I'll do it. Lady B says, wait till what, Amber? Wait till the way is over. That's what she said. I don't know what she meant, but that's what she said. Kevin says, Lady B must be nice in autumn. Especially with switchbacks going fast as you can go. I like that.
You're 40 minutes behind and got 10 minutes left.
Yep, well, it'll end when it ends. Victor says, it's fire and cheese gravy. It's fries and cheese gravy. You have yourself a few short glasses and tell me that shit doesn't hit the spot. Oh, I know things that are like that, for sure. Like nachos. That's a thing. A kebab, if you're over in Britain. Amber says, I currently have 3 boxes of my instant insulin and 4 boxes of my slow release. Just a bit over a month's supply. Amber says, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. The Offer Up free app, I was able to get several unopened things, pen needs, lancets, and such. Pen needles, lancets, and such. Well, that's good. It's good that you were able to get that stuff. Lady B says, good, Amber, prayers. Amber says, Pinky promise, I'm trying to fight the healthy fight. Annoying, but LOL. Well, when you get old, you got to put away things you like and start doing what you have to do just to make it another day, I guess. I'm getting to that point myself. Victor says, yes, ma'am, nothing like roasting some s'mores on a campfire. Like I say, I'm not crazy about actual s'mores. They're kind of cumbersome and hard to eat, especially with plastic teeth. But that s'mores cereal is awesome. It's got like cinnamon toast crunch or something like it. Yeah, cinnamon toast crunch. It's got like Cocoa Puffs. It's got marshmallows. It's got a few things in it. It's like they took 4 cereals and just poured it into one bag. It's all chocolate and marshmallows. It's delicious. Anyway, try it. S'mores at the dollar store. Family Dollar, Dollar General, whatever it is. Wherever they sell the bags of generic cereals. S'mores. Treat yourself. You'll be glad you did. I might go get another bag tomorrow. Amy says, I lost my connection, but I'm back. And I'm glad you're back. People were asking about you. Kevin says, I love s'more coffee. I don't think I'd like that. I'm a regular Joe kind of Joe. I like my coffee regular. Judy says, right, Victor. Mabel says Vic is really good at getting the marshmallows to swell super big over the fire. Lady B says, Jake, Google Robbinsville, North Carolina. Jamie, pull that up, see what we're looking at. Kind of in the middle of a thing right now, but I will look at it. Amanda says, yes, Vic, and getting all stuck on your lips and chin, yummy. See, that's the part I don't like. I don't like messy eating. I don't
But
like
you're a messy
sticky
eater.
fingers. I didn't say I wasn't. I said I don't like it. I try to avoid things that are messy. And I'm not a messy eater. What are you talking about?
You are a messy eater.
Not even close.
Please.
Kevin says, Amber, I was joking. Amber says, how much sugar is in it, Kevin? The s'mores? A lot.
What am I supposed to be looking up at Robbinsville?
I don't know. She said, look up Robbinsville, North Carolina.
Yeah, it's an attraction.
But what do you see?
It's a small town, Graham County, located in the Great Smoky Mountains. Stunning natural beauty and outdoor recreation.
Now, that's what she wants you to look at, I guess.
It's got hiking areas and all kinds of stuff.
Amy says, Bradley, Judy, he sent me a friend request on Facebook. I wasn't sure to accept it or not. I'm weary of bot accounts. Kevin says, some more coffee. Well, that I can get into. I thought you said s'mores coffee. Linda Davis says, hi, y'all. Sorry I missed you all tonight. Hi, you didn't miss us that much. Here you are. How's your son? How was the party? What is he now? Give us the deets. I'm excited. Amber says, Kevin, smiley, smiley. Kevin says, hello, Linda. And Judy says, nope, he's my baby.
Hi, Linda Hun. How was the graduation?
Judy says, 36, but still my baby, Amy. And Judy says, hi, Linda. And Linda says, it was great. I'll post some pics tomorrow. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys had a good time, and congratulations on the graduation. Amber says, Amy, is that monkey from? Question mark, question mark. I don't know. Monkey, are you from question mark, question mark? Amanda says.
Awesome, Linda.
Amber says, banana, banana, banana. Tuner. Amy says, nope, it's not tuner, monkey, Amber. Amber says, smiley, smiley, smiley. Amy says, hi, Cookie. Linda says, Amanda, his father even came up from North Carolina to be there. Awesome. That's fantastic.
That's great, Linda. I hope he enjoyed it.
So what did he graduate to be? What is he now? Is he like the fire marshal or fireman or what? Amy says, that's wonderful, Linda. And Amber says, prayers, America, prayers, America, prayers, America, prayers, America, prayers. And I hate to say it's never fair to be the victim. Yeah, it's never fair to the victim, ever. Well, that's probably true. Hang on, my chat jumped.
11:24.
Amber says, just my thoughts. Lady B says, Amber, roll tide is Bama. Roll tide, come on now. Amber says, EXPXSX. XIXSXL. Save our children. I don't know what that means. But if we have children and are good parents, then our children don't need saving. So that means somebody's not being a good parent. And they need to be taught a lesson. Big John says, good night again. All this food talk. Hungry pancakes with syrup and ice cream. That's a lot for this late at night. But good night. God bless. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Judy says, good night, John. Amber says, Lady B, I love you. No. Amanda says,
Night Nugget.
Lady B says, good night, Nugget. Amber says, get some rest, John. Prayers and hearts. And Sue says, 8-ball, is it time yet? And 8-ball says, it might actually be, yes. It is about that time for me. All right. I'm going to scroll down and make sure I didn't miss anything important. Kevin, good night. Thank you for being here, my brother. Linda, thank you for being here. Obviously, Sue, Amy, Lady B, Patty.
Linda says, paid firefighter for the city of Reading, PA.
All right.
He's been a volunteer for our town for 13 years.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad that he graduated and keeping people safe. That's going to be awesome for him. If a mod makes a comment, who deletes them? Nobody's deleting comments.
No, she said if a mod makes a comment, can they delete them?
Yes, you can delete a comment if you make one, yes.
Yeah, but I can delete comments too.
If you're a mod, yes.
That's what she was asking.
Yeah, okay. But there are comments getting deleted, but that's YouTube doing it. None of us are doing it. If that makes any sense. What?
Vic popped in a little while ago and he goes, oh, I lost it. He said something about just letting, I just came back to say I got what I wanted. We're going to KFC, and I'm making her drive only because I'm drunk.
Rock on. I knew there was drinking involved. What did I say? KFC is a good idea if there's been a few beers. Or whatever.
Vic's drinking rum.
Rum, yeah. I'm with you, buddy. Go get that KFC. All right. Thank you, Mabel and Vic. God bless you. Enjoy that KFC. I'm trying to get to the bottom real fast, see if I missed anything important.
Not really.
Just chit chat.
Yeah.
No questions.
No. Pretty much everybody saying goodnight.
Lady B says, Jake, back in the day, did you and the band have groupies? Well, in the day is today. So, yes.
I was Jake's groupie back in the day.
One of them.
I was your first groupie.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I mean, technically.
I'll give you that one. That was a lot of days ago, though.
Yes.
There have been a few since then. Groupies. But yes, my band is big enough, and as a character, I'm big enough that people follow me, yes.
Did Jake partake in the groupies? No.
Not always. I'm not a...
man whore.
I'm not a man whore. But there have been moments. A lot of years under that belt, you know.
Well, at least you didn't take somebody out behind the bar during the show. Oh, okay. You're gonna plead the fifth on that one, huh?
No, actually, I did it on stage during the show, but I've told you all of these things.
That's right, Amy. That's right.
What?
I'm a gropey, not a groupie.
Right on. All right. I made it to the bottom of the chat forcefully. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here on a Friday night. I've enjoyed the night. I hope you have too. I hope you had a great time, and I hope you can't wait to get to tomorrow night where we're going to do some politics and talk about the week, what's been going on in the news. So get your rest, get you a bowl of Wheaties and set them out and be ready. We're going to need it. It's going to be one of those nights. I can feel it in my bones. Listen, go out and be nice to somebody tomorrow. So just be nice. And I want you to notice how it changes your life from that point forward. How being nice can just alter everything. Not just you, but the people around you as well. Write it down. I promise you it'll help. Have a good night. I love you all. Thanks for watching.
Good night, y'all.